Transfer from Colin Community College out of Terry, Mississippi. 6'3", 320, so it's easy to see when he moves early.
And this Alcorn State offensive line is very big. This is going to be won or lost in the trenches for both of these teams.
1st and 15 here, and a give inside. And there's Jarvion Howard with his first carry of the afternoon.
Looks like we got another flag on this one.
So the officials will gather up, discuss this one, the umpire with that penalty flag. So that would typically indicate a hold against the Braves.
Holding. 69. Offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Rashawn Gillespie, a senior out of Slidell, Louisiana. Another transfer from Colin.
The foul is half the distance to the ball.
So the Braves, 2 penalties. They started at their own 23, and they've worked it now back to about the 13-yard line is when they mark off half the distance here. They'll spot the ball there.
And any run-first team is going to tell you the last thing they want to do is play from behind the stick. Starting off 1st and 20 is not how this Alcorn State staff wanted to go here.
So now more discussion. They get half of it correct. Math has reared its ugly head early. Bruce Harmon at one corner for the Lumberjacks. That was the other thing, is that last week missing. Now they take it all the way back to the 9 before they spot it. And Charles Demings gets the start. He was out last week with a leg problem, but Demings starts tonight at one of the corner spots for the Lumberjacks. Bruce Harmon showed tremendous speed chasing down a couple of plays last week to save scores against the Trojans. And here's a give inside again, and they get a good push initially, but again, when you're looking at 1st and 25, they get about 5 of it out to the 14-yard line. Now they look at 2nd and 19.
Yeah, not only does this Alcorn State team want to run first, but the last thing they want to do is throw it when Demings and Harmon are out there at the corners. That's probably the 2 most senior positions on this defense.
See Jeremiah Walker right there. Walker he wasn't really involved. It didn't appear last week. The coaches said he didn't play as well as he could. He's picked up things right here with a big tackle. Pressure from Murray and a high throw toward the sideline. Sails over the head of the intended receiver, and that one's incomplete. As they just tried to hook it up on the outside of Montario Hunt. A grad student transfer from Rutgers. Did not have a catch a week ago, but again, they only threw for 44 yards and a first big third down of the night here for the Lumberjack defense.
Yeah, Macon has some things to work on fundamentally throwing the ball, but man, he's got a real arm, and if he can get it all together, he can be dangerous.
And again, as you said, he is a threat with his legs. 4 carries, 83 yards, 75-yard touchdown run last week. Jacks with a 3-man front here, and they give it inside, and there's Ahmad Murray making the play behind the line of scrimmage, and they'll drop Howard for a loss back to the 13-yard line, and the Braves will punt from near their own goal line.
Yeah, Ahmad Murray and Brandon Lane get in the backfield. Just that play for Alcorn State never had a chance. As soon as those guys got in the backfield, they got their paws on him, it was down.
Josh Thompson falls back deep here for the Lumberjacks as the Lumberjack defense does their job, aided, quite frankly, by some mistakes by Alcorn State as the penalties push them back inside their own 15-yard line. And I don't think they're designed to put it in the air. They certainly don't want to, and that's what Coach Carthel and I talked about. Make them uncomfortable. Here's a block. Ball in the end zone, out of the back of the end zone, and it'll be a safety for the Lumberjack special teams.
Man, and what a great job right there getting through. We're always worried, are you going to get there and make the block, or are you going to be a hair late and get a rough in the kicker? Great job right there, getting your full extension, diving out, making that block.
And Gerald Wembley is who they show that, I'm not sure he got the block, but he was certainly there. Now the officials over here talking to Carthel along the near sideline. But that ball, they did get a great push up the middle there. So a block punt, and the Jacks break out on top 2-0 here with 13:05 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Gerald Wembley's the only number 10 on SFA's roster. And a lot of times today you see, multiple numbers. You'll have a 10 on offense and a 10 on defense, but he's the only one they list at number 10.
He was one back there trying to chase it. He was in there. He was trying to chase it, catch up with it before it got out of the back of the end zone. Unable to do so as it scoots out of the back of the end zone and ends up being a safety.
And that goes back to those just bad times for Alcorn State's offense, getting those penalties early, backing up. Not only did that make it hard for them to get a first down, obviously, but it backed them up where that block goes through the end zone for a touchback, not the way they want to start on the road.
So Lumberjacks are going to get the football back. It should be on a short field here as they've got a free kick now from their 20-yard line after that safety.
Punt or kickoff from the 20-yard line.
As he's trying to find out who's going to kick this for them. That's going to be Kenny Lee Pham, their kicker from Port Arthur, as he will punt it away. And again, Jacks with two safeties back deep, standing back at about their 20-yard line. Pham, nice high spiraling punt. A fair catch called for and made at about the 34-yard line. So the Jacks make the fair catch, get great field position to start things out.
We get our first look at Brian Maury. It's his first year as a starting quarterback. Last week against a Troy defense that you're kind of outmatched against, really tough time for him. He starts off with a pick six, but then I thought he played really well for the rest of the game. So finally get a chance to see him against a more equal opponent.
Maurer last week, 18 for 31, 136 yards, one interception. That was on his first pass. His longest completion of the night, 24 yards. Completed 58% of his passes, and they didn't expose him. Carried it one time for 3 yards. I think we see a little bit more of that here tonight.
Yeah, he's super athletic, but you could tell they didn't want to put him in harm's way against a superior opponent.
Maurer on the first snap swings it out to the right, and that one is going to be complete out to the 39-yard line. And out there on the catch that time for the Lumberjacks is Ty Love, the junior from Yoakum, his third catch of the year.
And one thing about this SFA offense, Xavier Gibson, who is now playing for the New York Jets, was almost their entire offense last year. Last week, what I really liked that I saw was a lot of receivers got involved. It wasn't a one-man show.
Maurer again out of that gun, turns, hands off Wembley, puts his foot in the ground, and tries to get forward. Does end up getting a yard or so, as he'll get it out to about the 40-yard line. Again, his foot just kind of slipped as he tried to turn it up and get through that hole, and slows him down just enough that the Lumberjacks will look at 3rd and 4.
Yeah, his greatest asset is his vision. He had a lot of runs last week against Troy where he saw that cutback lane and got to it right there. Same thing. He sees that cutback lane. Unfortunately for him, he slips in the backfield and can't make him pay.
Wembley again, 5'11", 195-pound sophomore. You see him there with Maurer. 51 yards on 16 carries last week. It's Keyshawn Williams, the tight end, in motion. Now is flanked out wide to the right. That's the short side of the field, high side of your screen. They look that way. Here's Williams inside, and that one's broken up. At the sticks would have been a first down. Keyshawn could not find the handle, and the Jacks will go 3 and out on their first possession.
Yeah, really a pretty good throw. That was a very tight window. Maurer fitted in there, just got to hold on to it.
So here Max Quick comes on for the first time tonight. Max, 4 kicks for 44.2 yards a week ago, long of 47. And he put some air under him. He had 2 fair catches out of those 4 punts last week.
And they've been having Malik Rogers with their punt return. I can't see his number yet, but I believe that's who's back there to return the punt for Alcorn State.
He waits at the 15-yard line. And here's Quick with a nice high floating kick. Fair catch called for, and he comes up on the run and will make the grab at the 19-yard line.
That was Akeem McNair, actually.
So Akeem McNair is the son of their head coach, Fred McNair. And we've got a timeout on the field. 11:45 to go first quarters. We are just underway in the home opener. Lumberjacks lead at 2-0 over the Braves of ALCORN State. Here at Homer Bryce Stadium, this is United Athletic Conference football. On the block punt, here are the Braves, their second possession of the evening, and Jarvion Howard goes behind left tackle, and they stack him up after a gain of about 2. And so far, and there's Jeremiah Walker, the safety, coming downhill, involved in that tackle once again. And so far, Jack's been tough against the run.
Yeah, a good job by Jarvion just getting his head down and getting what he can. We saw this Lumberjack defense miss a lot of tackles last week against Troy. If they don't wrap Howard up, he's got the ability to go for a big one.
Second down and 8 here. Howard behind the quarterback. Tyler Macon. Howard, by the way, a grad student, 5'10", 200-pound graduate from Columbia, Mississippi. He's a transfer from Syracuse. Play action now, wanting to go up top. Macon downfield, has a man. Racing back there, though, is Harmon as he closed quickly. And that one goes incomplete. Harmon in good position as he, again, has tremendous speed.
Yeah, Harmon, really good corner on the edge for this Lumberjack defense. Played really well last week against Troy State.
And there's Macon looking for his first completion of the year. He's now 0 for 6 on the season. As he had a tough one last week against Southern Miss, 0 for 5 with 2 picks.
And Adams on the edge for Alcorn State has the speed, so if he can get that ball out there and let him run under it, that could be a big play for them.
They spread things out here 2 by 2, making the pass again. Murray pressure, hit him as he lets it go. Deep upfield, overthrown and incomplete as triumphant Olatunji gets there and almost picks it off.
Yeah, I think Olatunji did get his hands on it, just kind of dropped it, but this far back, a punt is as good as an interception in that situation.
So 4th and 8 now. The Braves will kick it away once again. As Josh Thompson goes back deep for the Lumberjacks. Caleb Darbone, the punter, out of Lake Charles, a transfer from Prairie View A&M. 44-yard average a week ago. Jacks special teams have scored 2. They come again. They kind of roll it. I'm not sure if they may have got a piece of this. A bad kick nonetheless, and Jack's Thompson runs by it. Will let it roll dead. I thought for a moment he's going to try to field it on a hop.
I don't think they got a piece of it, but I have not seen them do a rugby punt on film. I think that was a response to the block punt a minute ago, and so he's probably just
on the field as the ball was not touched by the return team. First down to SFA.
And another timeout on the field. It remains 2-0. So Jacks right now winning the battle of special teams. A short field for the Lumberjacks. 2-0 lead for SFA at home for the first time in 2023. Back with more after this from United Athletic Conference Football.
There's no question as to why they are fit to work on your Lumberjacks and you as well.
Well, kind of a defensive struggle has broken out here so far. A 2-0 score. Special teams controlling it. Lumberjacks get a short field after a poor punt that time by the Braves, and they go back to work offensively, 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Little play action from the Jacks. Maurer wants to go deep. Take a shot downfield, has a man there. Thompson slows up over his shoulder, can't come up with it at about the 7-yard line.
Yeah, and a really good throw by Maurer. Thompson he might have lost it in the sunlight. He's right there where the sun and the shadow kind of meets, and that's really hard for a receiver to adjust to.
But there was a first shot. We did not see that last week. The game plan last week was to get it out quick. No shots taken. There was the first here tonight. And Thompson was there. They'll connect on one eventually.
Yeah, really good throw by Maurer. They came out kind of conservative in that first drive, ran the ball most of the time. First shot, like you said, that we've seen.
Three-man front for the Braves. Maurer with some time. Now on the out. Caught. And out of bounds in Braves territory at the 47-yard line. And they'll look at third down.
I believe that was Kylan Harris on the reception. Does a good job. He's got an option out there. He can either keep going down the sideline for a big play, or if he can't get by that corner, he can sit down. That's what he did. Really good job making it third and short.
Third and 4, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, and a give inside Wembley. Makes a man miss. Wembley powers it forward, knocks the headgear off a Brave linebacker, and will pick up the first down as he moves the ball to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and I couldn't see if that was it Ernest Woods II whose helmet came off?
I think so.
But really good job by Wembley. They had him in the backfield, but he's elusive. He makes a miss and picks up the first down.
It's 1st and 10 here now for the Jags in Brave territory at the 41-yard line. As Lawton Reichel will go into the slot, top of your screen. And the Jacks will stub Keyshawn Williams as a tight end with a wing out there behind him. 2 tight ends here for the first time tonight for the Lumberjacks. Now in motion across to the right. A little power on that side. They come back with a little trap action, and Wembley cannot find running room. So they stack him up for no gain.
Just a really good job up front by ALCORN State. Defensive line and linebackers getting downhill and trying to stop that run. Both teams know what the other one's identity is. Both teams want to really impose their will up front with their offensive lines and run the ball. And whichever team can win up front is going to win the night.
Santonio Rice was the first one there for the Braves. 2nd down and 10 now for the Jacks as they come everybody in tight this time as they bring them all in. And Maurer wants to pass. Comes out here to the near sideline, overthrown and incomplete. Trying to go to Connor Mullins. Tight end out of Hurst. Transfer from the University of Mary Hardin Baylor.
Yeah, kind of a similar look to the pass that Kylan Harris caught a little bit ago. The difference is a tight end doesn't adjust to those balls quite as well. And, of course, Maurer had a little bit of pressure.
Now the Jacks spread it back out. Ty Love up top. Thompson inside him. 2 receivers to the bottom. And a pistol with the tailback back there. Now we got movement up front. Everybody points at one another. Daniel Keys says, you got into the neutral zone first. We'll find out after the striped shirts talk. And then they'll confer with the gentleman you look at now.
Offside, number 58 into the neutral zone, causing a reaction. Defense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Tyler Smith, the defensive end, transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff, guilty. And so instead of 3rd and 10, now the Lumberjacks will have 3rd and 5, and that perhaps gives them a few more options on how to try to pick this up.
Yeah, 3rd and 5, a lot of things are at your disposal. All your RPO stuff, your quarterback run. We talked about Maurer's ability to run it. All that stuff is now available to SFA.
Maurer to pass, looks left, wait, comes back over the middle, and throws behind Ty Love. As Maurer again had great protection, had plenty of time, looked left, came all the way back across the field to throw to Love there, but just could not connect there. And the offense, it appears, will stay out there on 4th and 5 at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and looked like a little bit of communication error there. Love kind of kept running. It looked like Maurer thought maybe he was just going to kind of sit in that window and kind of threw it as if he was going to stop in that zone.
Same formation for the Jacks. As Maurer takes the snap, looks left again. Over the middle, caught, Reichel, 25, heads forward to the 20, and he's down at the 20-yard line. A gain of 16 yards, Lawton Reichel, the senior out of Canyon.
And Reichel has been really good for this team, his career, when he's been healthy. The injury bug has kind of plagued him a little bit throughout his career, but when he's on the field, he's been effective.
1st and 10, Lumberjacks. Ball at the 20-yard line here. Is in there at running back now is Anthony Williams, the sophomore out of Orlando, a transfer from Central Florida. He will set to the right of Brian Maurer. But Jacks right now been looking to pass the ball. Got to force the issue. Now we got movement. And the Lumberjacks will back up 5 yards rather, in their first penalty of the evening.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Wembley.
Ball start, 72, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
But Williams had just as many yards, actually slightly more than Wembley last week at Troy.
Yeah, Williams, 9 carries, 55 yards and a touchdown. Averaged 6 yards a carry. Also had 1 catch out of the backfield. You see that offensive line, Clint Lappick, Guillory there. And Adams, a big transfer at right tackle. 6'7", 321-pounder out of Flower Mound. Big man. 1st and 15. Maurer again to pass. They blitz out to Reichel at the 20-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds there as he makes the grab. He gets the penalty yardage back, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Really good catch. Andrew Smith came down, made a tackle. As soon as he caught the ball, really good job holding on to it. Nothing more you can do if you're Andrew Smith than just get there, make a play, and hope he drops it.
Alcorn 3 down front, and they bring pressure from linebackers. Jacks have done a good job picking it up so far. Flanker screen, and Alcorn jumps it and breaks it up. Making the play out there that time for the Braves was Javante Leatherwood. No.
I think it was Edwin Summerer.
Yep.
Really good job seeing that screen and coming downhill. The Jacks put a lot of that on film last week. They threw a lot of screens against Troy. Look for them to maybe pump a fake screen at Alcorn and try to catch them off guard later in the game.
Love again, flanks out up top. Maurer trying to get something going here. Jacks lead it 2-0, middle of the first quarter. And they'll play action. Maurer now flushed out of the pocket, grabbed, and he'll go down back at the 27-yard line. First sack allowed by the Lumberjacks this season. And now a somersault by the defensive end, and now the official's going to go talk to him and say, this is not a gymnastics meet, mister. That's actually the linebacker, Terrence Ellis.
Yeah, one thing about this 3 down front Alcorn State likes their base out of is you get those linebackers in the backfield on those blitzes rather than a defensive tackle. And as athletic as Maurer is, he's not getting away from Terrence Ellis.
So here's Chris Campos, 4 for 4 a week ago. This will be a 44-yard attempt, certainly well within his range. A little bit of a breeze into his face off his right shoulder, and his kick on its way has plenty of distance, and that one is up and good. So as we go to the second, 5-0. A safety and a field goal. Lumberjacks lead it 5-0 over the Braves of Alcorn State. 6:38 to play here in the first quarter. Back with more Lumberjack football here from the United Athletic Conference.
It made SFA pay.
Lumberjack marching band here at Homer Bryant Stadium. A 5-0 ball game here with 6:38 to go first quarter. Lumberjacks get a Campos field goal. He's still perfect on the year as Chris, the senior from Nacogdoches, kicks this one away. Fielded at the 3. Braves with a return. Jacks downfield, make contact inside the 10, and will make the tackle at the 13-yard line. As coming down in coverage for the Lumberjacks there, Nate Frankfather, I think.
Yep. Yeah, really good
stop.
Really good coverage by the Jacks. Alcorn State has played not good field position all night. The first drive, they got some penalties early, really backed them up, which led to the safety. And then here again, they don't fair catch it. Now they're starting on their own 13.
Jacks right now, Alcorn 0 for 3 through the air. Again, they've rushed it 3 times for 3 yards, or for 6 yards. So they've just not really found a crease so far. Jacks with that 4-man front. As they'll play action, swing it out right side, and with a little space, breaking a tackle at the 10 and bouncing it out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Braves will get it forward.
And haven't seen much of Dylan Tooker yet, but, man, he was flying out there and made that tackle. That's a long way for him to go from that safety position.
That was Akeem McNair, the son of the head coach, makes his first catch of the season. McNair gets about 4 on that one. First completion of the year for Tyler Macon. Second down and 6 now, Braves. Macon again, hands off to Howard. Howard inside, stood up by Harmon, and then spun forward and down at about the 23-yard line. And the Braves, it looks like, will have their first down of the year, of the night, rather.
Yeah, and we saw Howard go for 200 against this SFA Jag team last year. Harmon right there got a dose of it early. He's a physical runner. You have to bring everything you've got to bring him down. 1st and
10, Braves at their own 23-yard line as they look to the far sideline to get it. Sun setting here in Nacogdoches. It was about 88 as we kicked, and a northeast breeze at 7 miles an hour. So weather not a factor here as it was a year ago in Mississippi. Play action again, swinging out right side, just a little bit out in front of the intended receiver, McNair again. And that one's incomplete. And it'll bring up 2nd down to 10. Kind of a sidearm motion, but he can wing it.
Yeah, kind of the second sailed ball that we've seen Tyler Macon throw tonight. And really, it's like you mentioned, it's that sidearm throw. Anyone can tell you, you get a wide base and a sidearm release, and the first thing that ball's going to do is jump up out of your hand and sail over the head of your target.
2nd down and 10 here. As the Braves, keeper this time coming right is Macon, and there's that speed as he gets to the edge. And we'll push it forward for what deal? Pick up 12 yards and a 1st down there for the Braves all the way out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, he was their leading rusher last week against Southern Mississippi. He had a big 73-yard runner. Last week, he can really move.
Marjay Smith, the defensive end, was giving chase there. Marjay can run too, but just no comparison there to the quarterback, Macon.
Yeah, RJ's about as athletic as the defensive end comes, but Macon has got some world-class speed.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom here for the Braves. And they'll hand it inside. And the Jacks, they're starting to find little creases now, are the Braves. Some success there, almost 6 yards on that 1st down carry. It's Brandon Lane up off the bottom of the stack. Ahmad Murray in there as well.
Yeah, and what this Alcorn State offensive line really wants to do is get a drive going. They're kind of like a train. They want to go start off and just build momentum, and they can start leaning on that defensive line as they get tired.
Howard comes out now. Nico Duffy will check in. Duffy, a 5'11 junior from Tampa, Florida. 4 carries, 26 yards a week ago. On 2nd down and 4. Pull it out. Macon comes left now. They get it sealed. Here he goes. Midfield. Macon tripped up and will go down at the 40-yard line. As again, he pulls it and goes around left end that time. And Macon, once he got into the secondary, it appeared it was going to be a foot race, but he stumbles and is stopped at the 41 is where they'll mark him down. 1st and 10 Braves.
Yeah, the Lumberjacks are usually pretty good about working out who's going to stay for the quarterback and who's going to come in for the running back. Right there, obviously, a bust on the defensive line, and Macon makes them play for it.
Everybody looking around, defense hollering out signals now. The Braves still looking to that far sideline to get their play on 1st and 10. Macon to Duffy. Duffy bounces it outside, gets a seal. Duffy into the secondary. A nice big game. We have a flag back at about the 36-yard line as Duffy downfield for about 16 yards. But this one may be coming back on a hold over there on that pin inside.
Holding. Number 14. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Spotted a foul. 1st down.
So Monterio Hunt, the wide receiver over there, and he was, again, I think that's where they got the edge when they bounced it out. And And they'll mark it back from the spot of the foul, so they'll bring it back to the 46-yard line and bring up 1st and 15 now.
Yeah, I think it was Charles Demings out there that really wanted to come in and make that tackle that got held.
But the Braves some success now. They get a completion, a couple of quarterback runs, and that starts to open up things inside for them. See if they stick with it on 1st and 15. They will. Duffy this time grabbed from behind. Looked like Bobineau came around from the backside there to help make that tackle.
Yeah, and you can tell Alcorn State so far, their run game has had a ton of success at the edges, kind of B-gapping out. When they have tried to go inside, that is the teeth of this SFA defense. They've got some big boys in there, and it's tough going in there.
Bobineau right now in the middle. And Duffy comes left. They get a nice block over there, and the Jacks, though, recovers. They fight off that block. That's Jeremiah Walker there at the on the tackle at the 38-yard line. The Braves will look at 3rd and about 7 now from the Lumberjack 38-yard line. They need to get it to the 31.
Yeah, and Luke Watson, a linebacker for this Jack team, we didn't see very much of last year. Really had a good game last week, and then right there helping Jeremiah bring that running back to the ground.
3rd down and 7. 2 minutes to go first quarter, 5-0. Lumberjacks leading the Braves of Alcorn State. Second game of a 2-game home-and-home series between these two teams. Braves now will empty the backfield, making the quarterback keeper on a little delay, and he comes left, and Ed Bobineau was waiting for him, and he goes down at the line of scrimmage, no gain, and it's 4th and 7.
And a really good decision by making. When you see Ed Bobineau right there, the best thing to do is slide, and as they say, make a business decision, because you don't want to go head-to-head with that big guy.
You can see Big Ed right there in the middle of your screen, and there's a lot of him. So 4th and 7, and they will leave the offense on the field. Tyler Macon, their quarterback. Howard checks back in at running back. There is that duo in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Pressure. Macon gets away, rolling to his right. Jack's still applying pressure. The pass downfield underthrown and incomplete. Takay Lloyd comes back and almost picks that off. And the Lumberjacks will force a turnover on downs as the Braves can't convert. And it's 1st and 10 Lumberjacks at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, and Macon really did a good job of extending that play. The Jacks got pressure early, but he gets out of it. Braves contained, but again, really good coverage in the back by T.K. Lloyd. He really had nowhere to go with it once he got out there.
Minute 1 left, first quarter now. Lumberjacks so far, again, we touched on it earlier. They've run 13 plays now for a total of 32 yards. Braves finally get a little offense on that last possession. They've run 16 plays for a total of 59 yards. They're 1 of 6 through the air. Brian Maurer 4 for 9. He's taken 1 deep shot, hasn't hooked up on one yet, but we suspect we'll see more of that. In the backfield with him right now, Anthony Williams. Now he'll go in motion. Pump it to him. Now looking downfield. Ty Love going to the post. Love behind everybody. Makes the grab, and he's down inside the 25-yard line.
Big play for the Jacks. We saw the Alcorn State defense really jump the screen earlier, and we said, look out for a fake screen. There it is. A fake screen opens up the back end, and they're off to the races.
So they'll spot the ball at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Lumberjacks. And there's that second deep shot of the night. That one connects. And had all day to stand there and wait for it to develop. And they'll hand it to Williams. Tries to bounce it out right side. There's just not much there, as he gets maybe a half yard, as the Braves have been good. Left defensive end that time did a good job of just kind of stacking it up. And here's that earlier play. You see Maurer just with all day. Lays it up over the top. Love jumps, able to make that grab.
Yeah, and Keenan Leachman is in coverage, but Love just goes up and high points that ball and makes a great play.
End of the first quarter.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. 5-0. Lumberjacks lead it over the Braves of Alcorn State. 15 minutes in the book. We're back with the second quarter of the home opener for the Lumberjacks as they host the Braves of Alcorn State here on ESPN Plus and from United. Work. Back here at Homer Bryce Stadium, second quarter underway. Maurer and the Lumberjacks, second down and 10. And they will play action, roll right. Maurer toward the end zone, too high and incomplete, trying to go to Ty Love once again.
Yeah, pretty well thrown ball. It's a back shoulder right there in the corner of the end zone. Love makes an adjustment, just can't quite bring it in. But Maurer shows his athleticism, getting outside of the pocket. Look for him to pull that down and run it here coming up.
Third down and 10 now. Wembley back in there at running back for the Lumberjacks. Walton Reichel is flanked out wide left. That's the top of your screen as you watch on ESPN+. Single back in the backfield is Wembley. Toss it to Wembley, coming right, has a couple of blockers, but the Braves chase it down from the inside, make the play. As again, that's their linebacker, Terrence Ellis, who makes the grab. As Ellis led them last week with 11 tackles, and at the end of the first quarter again, Lumberjacks 72 yards of total offense. ALCORN State 59 yards, 55 of it on the ground. They have 4 yards passing on one completion. But that's one more than he had a week ago.
Yeah, this Alcorn State defense, give them credit. They are really athletic, as seen by Terrence Ellis's somersault that the umpire didn't take too kindly to earlier, but very athletic defense, very fast.
Here's Chris Campos on for another field goal try, and again, Campos remains perfect on the ears. He bangs that one through. And Campos extends the lead to 8-0.
And he's creeping up on some SFA records with field goals made, all-time points, all those kind of records. He's going to be looking to break those here pretty soon.
Coming into tonight, he needed 3 to tie, 4 to set the all-time record in field goals made. There are some names on that list. I glanced at the list the other day. Wiggins on there, Chuck Rollinson in the number of field goals, and also on the all-time scoring list. But Campos, a walk-on from Nacogdoches, earned a scholarship. He's done a tremendous job. And I mean, he was a good kicker coming in, but man, his leg strength in the last 3 years has improved significantly.
Yeah, he's always had the consistency. I can't remember very many times that he's missed one, but like you say, the leg strength just keeps getting better. We watch him in pregame warm-ups, and he's kicking, 60, 65-yarders sometimes, and you're thinking, man, they're in field goal range quite early in a drive.
So the Jacks will kick it away after the Campos field goal. As again, Jacks convert on that big pass from Maurer that sets them up, but they can't sustain the drive and put 6 on the board, settle for a 3 from Campos, and now they take a 8-0 lead here with 14:31 to go in the first half. Jacks renew an old rivalry next week. They will travel to Natchitoches, Louisiana to take on the Demons of Northwestern State. Lumberjacks with a kick to the 1, fair catch made there. And Alcorn State will start things out 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Again, SFA on the road at Northwestern State next Saturday night at 6. Alcorn State will be at home hosting the Cowboys of McNeese State.
And Alcorn State, give them credit. They went to Southern Miss, to Stephen F. Austin, and now they're going to bring in McNeese at home next week. They have had a tough schedule, and they have held their own here tonight so far against this Jack defense, and really held the offense to very minimal gains.
Chris Campos with 2 field goals. As the Braves on first down run it inside Howard, who's tough to get on the ground, just gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Jacks do a fantastic job of stacking that up, and there again, Ed Bobineau in there at the bottom of that.
Made by Edward Bobineau III. Second down.
As it's second down and 11 now, they'll actually mark him for a loss of 1. Macon looks over and gets the play. Now the tailback moves over to the left. 2 receivers to the bottom, to the left. Hand it off, coming right. That's Macon inside, who on the keeper, and there's not a lot there. Lumberjacks again do a really good job that time of just staying home.
Yeah, he's got an option to hand that ball off outside to Howard. That end kind of stays out there, so he pulls it. But as athletic as that defensive front is for Stephen F. Austin, even when they make him pull it, they're very quick to get back in position and make him pay for it.
So third down here for Alcorn State. As so far tonight, third downs, they are 0 for 3 on third downs so far this evening. Third and 8 here, swinging out right side, wild throw and incomplete. And Jarvion Howard in the backfield got tied up with Ahmad Murray, and there's no penalty flag there. But 4th and 8 now. Again, that's probably part of the reason he leaves Missouri. He's just consistency. Throwing the football is not really what he's about.
Yeah, and you can see he was upset after it just looked like he tried to aim it. And the last thing you want to do as a quarterback is start thinking about throwing the ball. It should be a natural, get it out of your hand. Everything's flowing off the fingertips. If you're having to think about it, if you're starting to aim the ball, it's kind of like a pitcher in baseball. Once you start aiming it, boy, it starts going everywhere except where you're aiming it.
Did you think about anything?
Not hardly,
High punt, short, fair catch made at the 42-yard line. Josh Thompson back there to make the fair grab for the Lumberjacks. We got another timeout. 13:09 to go. First half on a clear, beautiful Saturday night in Nacogdoches. 8-0. Lumberjacks with the lead on ESPN and United Athletic Conference.
Holding, number 20, return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, Stephen F. Austin.
So the Jacks back to work offensively now as the Braves come out defensively here. Alcorn State last week lost 40-14 to Southern Miss, trailed 17-0 at the end of the first quarter, and then kind of got into things. Gave up 145 yards on the ground, 441 total. But tonight they've been stingy. Here's Maurer. Turn, handoff, and pushing the pile forward, trying to gain an extra yard or two is Wembley, and Wembley just ekes 2 out of it, out to about the 34-yard line, and that's it.
Yeah, and Wembley does a good job getting his head down and getting positive yards, but give credit to this Alcorn State defense. They are athletic. If one guy gets their hands on him, and there's 4 coming in a hurry to help him out.
So second down and 8 now. Wembley stays in there. Kyon Way for the sophomore transfer from the University of Houston flanks out wide to the left. And now he's in motion out of the slot. That's Harris. Here's Maurer, who slips, gathers himself, throws deep. Has Ty Love down there waiting. Jumps, tries to make the grab, and it's incomplete off his hands.
And a good adjustment by Love, just doesn't bring it down. Alcorn State had pressure early. I thought they might have got a piece of Maurer's face mask, but apparently they didn't.
And again, it looked like he just kind of slipped a bit, but he gathered himself quickly and was able to get that ball downfield. Love, you saw him make the adjustment on it. It goes for a long incompletion, third down and 8.
Yeah, and for the lack of a base that he was able to get with that pressure, talk about arm strength. I mean, that ball traveled 40 yards in the air with virtually no legs to help him out.
Jacks go trips right, single receiver left. Braves rush 4, picked up. Maurer now sets, throws over the middle, caught. Reichel at midfield, Reichel 45, and Lawton Reichel down to the 43-yard line before he spun down there and a Lumberjack first down.
Really good job by Reichel being patient on that route. He's a senior. A lot of times what you see with those older receivers is they understand that to let the play come to them. Don't get in a rush and run through a hole in the defense. Let that thing open up, and your quarterback will find you.
Jacks up the tempo now, flanker screen, and there's a nice block out there on the edge, and then Kylon Harris gets forward inside or to the 35 before he's knocked down. A gain of about 8, second down and 2.
Yeah, good job by Kylon just finding some creases there.
Josh Thompson avoids a block in the back right there, as you saw it flash across there on the replay. You saw him pull his hands off.
It's always really tough for those receivers out there. Those DBs are kind of coming in and out. They're turning. It's hard to not, get a block in the back or a holding.
Little sweep look, and then they give it inside to Wembley, who picks his way forward down to about the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 4, but that's enough for a first down. First and 10, Lumberjacks at the 31-yard line.
And right about here is where we've seen Alcorn State's defense really tighten up these first few SFA drives and force field goals. Can they keep doing that, or is SFA finally going to break the flood?
Harris in the slot left, and the tight end looks like LeVar Lindo out there now in the slot on the right. Pistol now behind Maurer, who will set to throw. Looks right, pumps it once, pulls it down. Now lobs it. Reichel at the 10. Lawton breaks the tackles, stumbles and falls at the 3-yard line. Lawton Reichel sets up the Lumberjacks first and goal at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, and again, his experience shows. Maurer starts to move to his right. Lawton's over here sitting down. When he sees his quarterback start to move, he starts finding some space, and Maurer finds it.
So first and goal now. Lumberjacks at the 3. See if they can punch this one in for their first touchdown of the night. SFA leads 8-0 over the Braves of Alcorn State. Everybody in tight. Maurer under center for the first time. Jet sweep look. That's Wembley in motion. Turn, fake, lob, end zone toward the tight end Williams, over his head and incomplete.
Really good job right there by the Alcorn State defense, getting some pressure, not being fooled by the motion coming across the field.
Yeah, Maurer was a little bit slow to get up, and I'm not sure if he was just mad at himself or shaken up a bit, but appears to be okay.
I think it was Wallace Melton that got in the backfield and got his hands on him and brought him to the ground as he was throwing the ball.
So second and goal now from the 3.
This would be an area we haven't seen Maurer run it a lot this year so far, but as big as he is, athletic as he is, this is an area where I think his athleticism could shine.
Right here, the keeper. Here's Maurer at the goal line. Touchdown, Lumberjacks.
And when you're
saw that with Xavier Gibson in that motion.
Exactly. And when you're that big, you are hard to tackle. You're even harder when you've got 2 lead blockers. So that was kind of inevitable.
So touchdown Lumberjacks. They extend the lead to 14-0 now with the extra point to follow. And you see there the play action. And man, Clint Lappick, or that was actually Keegan Holm in front of him. Holm just says, follow me.
Yeah, and give Wembley some credit. He's a running back. Those guys, they like to get the ball. They like to score the touchdowns. It's hard sometimes to convince them to block, but Wembley does a great job being a lead blocker and opening that thing up.
Here's Campos on for the extra point. His kick is up and good with 10:01 to go here in the first half. Jacks extend their lead now, 15-0 over the Braves of Alcorn State. First touchdown of the night, Lumberjacks extend the lead to 15-0. This is SFA football from the United Athletic Conference. Two-score lead, 15-0. Home opener for the Lumberjacks. Chris Campos, the senior from Nacogdoches, ready to kick this one away after the Lumberjacks go 68 yards in 8 plays. Brian Maurer from 3 yards out. High spinning kick, fair catch made at the 5. And the Braves will start things out there, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, the Lumberjacks really pride themselves on special teams. We saw them cover a kick that ALCORN State elected to try to return and put them down at their own 13. Since then, they've been electing the fair catch.
Braves, 19 plays, 61 yards of offense, 57 on the ground. They've rushed it 12 times for 57 yards. Individually, Macon again 1 for 7, 4 yards. He remains at quarterback. He's also carried it four times for a total of 32 yards as he's their leading ground gainer. Howard's carried it 6 times for 17. Nico Duffy 2 carries for a total of 8 yards.
Yeah, he really hurt the Jacks early with the read option. They've since changed kind of what they're doing. They've brought some extra guys in the box to try to keep him contained.
Empty backfield here. Deep shot upfield, wide open at midfield. Catch made and into Lumberjack territory. Braves strike quickly as they get it downfield to one of their big wideouts.
And really good play call here, going empty. They've run the ball. You see those Jack defenders coming down, and then bam, he hits him wide open in the deep to get this drive going early.
Montario Hunt with the grab. The grab student from Walnut, Mississippi, transfer from Rutgers, his first catch of the year. A little end around now. Looks like the tight end coming right. Gets a block down inside the 35 and dragged down from behind at about the 31-yard line as the Jacks will make the play there.
Yeah, and they've had a ton of success on the edges. When they've tried to run the ball inside, it hasn't worked very well for them. But when they've got to the edges, especially on kind of jet sweep type things or quarterback options out there, they've had some success.
Tavarius Griffin, the tight end there. ALCORN now opening things up. And here's the quarterback Macon on a keeper left side. Jeremiah Walker with the tackle for the Lumberjacks. Saves the score. And the Braves on a roll now. They're getting some big chunk plays here as Macon kind of put him on an island, still threatening to throw the ball as he came around left tackle.
Yeah, it's your typical read option, and they've also got a screen out there. So once he pulls it, he can run it, or he can still sling that screen out there kind of as an RPO look.
1st and 10 here. Handoff inside Duffy. Hit initially, and then grabbed for the second time, spun down and stopped for a loss, or really a no gain at the 16-yard line. Great penetration inside. Jacks make the play at the point of attack.
Yeah, the teeth of that SFA defense inside is just so hard to get any kind of push in there. Again, ALCORN State living on the edges. They're kind of not having so much success inside.
I think Tashawn Johnson was the one who cleaned that thing up, as Diallo McGee was the first guy there. Then Johnson cleans it up for no gain. 2nd down and 10. It goes back to an empty backfield here now. Trips to the right, to left. He bobbles the snap and just has to fall on it as Macon just didn't catch it cleanly and then couldn't pick it up quickly and just ends up falling on it for a loss of 4.
Yeah, just brought his eyes up a little bit too early. Actually, it looks like he got a little hobbled on that play. He's coming off the field. You see him kind of bring his eyes up. I watched the Nebraska-Colorado game earlier. Nebraska's quarterback Sims did that a few times. As a quarterback, you're trying to get your eyes up as quickly as possible, and sometimes it hurts you.
You can see Macon there. They're taking him all the way to the bench on the far sideline, helping him to the bench. So on in his place now is Aaron Allen, who started against the Jacks. He's a transfer from Louisiana Tech. And
ALCORN State has used their first time out of the half.
And I believe we will take it as well. 7:29 to go. First half, Lumberjacks with a 15-0 lead, but the Braves threatening. However, they've lost their starting quarterback. 3rd and 16 when we return after this on ESPN Plus and United Athletic Conference Football.
Why is rowing with Hydro the best workout for you?
Rowing is a full-body workout. Legs, core, and arms all in one.
With Hydro, when we row out on the water, you row at home.
Get cardio, strength, and recovery training in one 20-minute workout.
With rowing, you can get fit faster. Work out all over the world without ever leaving your home. Come work out with us.
Life is full of ifs. If you see the potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, or if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro, safeguard against surprises, and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
What is it? My new boyfriend. So sweet. Look what he just sent me. Ooh, that's a lovely view. Huh?
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
TickPick, the only major no-fee ticket site with the same seats at better prices.
BetterHelp takes the stigma out of getting counseling.
There's so many people who still have that stigma of going to a physical office or a location to see a therapist.
If I'm a client and I'm looking for help, sometimes it feels like something we should be ashamed of or we shouldn't want others to know.
BetterHelp is important because it reduces the barriers for people getting access to mental health care.
Fly at the snap. Jarvion Howard, off right tackle. Howard picking his way down inside the 10-yard line as we return to action quickly. But a flag on the play. This is going to go against the Lumberjacks. Initial indication.
Offside. Defense. Penalties declined. Result of the play is a first down.
I don't think anybody was ready except the redhead guy. He said, go ahead, fellas, play it. And the Braves do. Jarvion Howard off right tackle for a first down. Then the Braves have it first and goal. They'll mark him out at the 6-yard line. On at quarterback now is Aaron Allen, 6'1", 200-pound junior from Missouri City. Transfer from Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, and he is just as athletic as Tyler Macon. Watching him warm up earlier, they don't have their numbers on their warm-ups. I couldn't tell which one was which. So still a very big run threat for this ALCORN State. Hope Tyler Macon's okay. It's always not good when it's kind of a non-contact issue.
Here's Howard to the right again. Howard at the end zone. Touchdown, Braves. And he pulls up lane. Now he's up. Perhaps that's just part of the celebration. It looked like he pulled something as he got to the end zone, but he appears to be okay. Jarvion Howard. Touchdown, Alcorn State, and they've cut the lead to 15-6.
Yeah, a really good job here. The tight end gets up, gets a block, just enough for him to hit the edge, and it almost looks like he starts cramping right there. Yeah. It was 91 degrees at kickoff. It's dropped a little bit, but it's pretty hot out there, obviously pretty humid as well, being in East Texas. Obviously, Alcorn State in Mississippi probably used to humidity, but that's going to play a factor tonight.
Extra points up and good. Braves cut the lead to 8, 15-7. 6:55 to go here in the first half. And now they take a media timeout. We will take it as well. 6:55 to go here in the first half. As we got a timeout on the field, 15-7, Lumberjacks over the Braves of Alcorn State. This is United Athletic Conference football. Lumberjacks to accept this kick after the score by the Braves. This will be taken, I think, by Wafer. Wafer at the 4, straight up the hash, is at the 20. Breaking outside 25, and tripped up and dropped at the 32-yard line.
Good return by Wafer, the transfer from Houston. We saw him have a few catches last week against Troy with some positive yards. Right there, first return we've really seen him have a chance to have this season. A really good job getting out to the 32.
He is quick. Kind of squirts through there, gets a great return. 28 yards on the return to the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 Lumberjacks. You see him there, Kylon Wafer. May have been a bit shaken up there as he comes out. Jacks open up 1st and 10. Scoring drive the last time they had it. Braves answer with a long scoring drive of their own. 15-7, 6:49 to go first half. Hand it to Williams, who slips and will go down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, it had a crease early, but it closed quickly. This Alcorn State defense very fast. That seam he's looking for closes, and he slips right into it for a gain of just barely a yard.
Malachi Bailey, Cullen Scott, Keywayne Jones, Santonio Rice, all up there. They rotate a lot of guys up front, do the Braves. 3-man front right now. 6 in the box. Jack's little flea flicker here now with all day. Back to throw. Maurer downfield, forces it, picked off at the 45-yard line. They get underneath it and make the grab.
I think it was Robert McDaniel.
Yep.
And it was a great catch. I mean, he goes up with one hand and grabs it. I thought it was going to be a decent throw. You can see right here, Maurer sees Reichel coming across, and it's there, and then it's not.
McDaniel goes up and one-hands that one.
What a play.
Great interception there. They've got a short field now. The pick will send it up 1st and 10 Braves at their own 43-yard line. First turnover of the ball game for either team. Jacks had a block punt that ended up in a safety on the first possession, but first real big turnover. Alcorn did turn it over on downs earlier in the first quarter, but quick change here, and back to work goes Aaron Allen.
Yeah, Aaron Allen still, Tyler Macon's still on the sidelines over there. We'll see what Allen can do.
Allen with the empty backfield now. Takes a snap, now rolls right. Jacks good coverage downfield, nobody open. Allen now, Murray grabs him, hits him, he's down. Ahmad slips off, but he's got help as the Lumberjacks rally and make the sack.
Look at Luke Watson.
Yep, he finished him off.
Ahmad got to him first, kind of slowed him up, and then Luke was there to clean it up. But as fast as Allen hit, Ahmad Murray is a very athletic defensive end. You can see him chasing him down right here, and he gets his hands on him, just can't quite bring him down, but then Luke is there to finish it up.
Jermaine Brown is also there to help out. Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 14 now. As Howard in the backfield now with Allen. Alcorn State trails 15-7, 5:20 to go first half. Handoff, Howard bounces it outside, gets to the edge. Jacks will force him out of bounds over there as Brown forces him out. But nice gain there as Howard will be spotted out of bounds at the 47-yard line. And after that loss, he gets that back plus about 4. And it's 3rd down and 6 now for Alcorn State.
And he went for 200 last year against this same defense, and a lot of it looked exactly like that. Nothing there initially, but his patience pays off to the edges, and he gets out there and picks up positive yards.
Howard now 9 carries, 47 yards on the night. 3rd down and 6 here for Alcorn. The tight end will flip over. He comes over, and they look like they want to go strong right, which is the short side of the field. Aaron Allen trying to get him to hurry up. Play clock at 0, but he gets it off. Here's a force up the seam, caught down at the 25-yard line, and a first down Alcorn State. Right up the seam, that's the tight end who had flanked outside. Makes the grab. First and 10 Braves at the 25.
Allen initially took her off, and that's why he's late getting there. Really good job by Allen coming in and just settling into this offense, looking off safeties and making plays.
That was actually Malik Rogers with the reception there, and the Braves, after that touchdown drive a moment ago, right back on the doorstep here. First and 10 at the 25-yard line. See if the defense can stiffen here for the Lumberjacks. They try to hang on to an 8-point lead. Howard at the line of scrimmage, stood up, nothing there this time, and He could not bounce that one outside. Jacks did a good job of setting the edge. Bobineau and Brandon Lane are both there to finish it for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I think Brandon Lane just beat the guard up front, gets his hands on the running back early, and then there's a slew of them there to help him bring him down.
Loss of 1 on it. 2nd down and 11 now.
And it's really pick your poison up front for the Jacks. You got Edward Bobineau III, that's a very big, 300-pounder, and Brandon Lane on the other side is not a small guy as well.
Alcorn taking their time again. Play clock at 10 as they get the play from the sideline. He gets everybody set. And again, that last one, he got off at 0. Gets this one off with 2 seconds to spare. Allen, far sideline, up in the air. Jacks make a play on it, incomplete. Bruce Harmon over there in coverage.
And I don't think Troy targeted Bruce Harmon about 4 times last week, and they didn't catch a ball against him. He is as good as it gets out there on the edges. You can see right here he's in perfect position to go up and make a play. And if he gets his left hand up, that's probably an interception.
He knocks that one down, incomplete. 3rd down and 11. Points play here for this SFA defense as they lead by 8, 15-7. Allen on in relief now for the Braves. He's got Nico Duffy in the backfield now, his tight end to the left. And they'll turn, hand it, Duffy coming right. They get the edge, and the Jacks will force him out of bounds, I think just short of the line to gain. They're going to mark him out at the 16-yard line. And they've got an injured player out here behind the play, one of the Alcorn offensive linemen. Can't see a number right now. That will stop things here momentarily with 3:02 left in the first half. The Braves this will give them an opportunity to think things over here on 4th, and it looks like about 1.5 yards. They need to get it near the 14-yard line to convert, trailing by 8.
Yeah, and still trying to look at a number here.
Yep. Trainer's standing. I can't see anything, but again, they don't miss much. Howard, when Duffy comes in, he's a pretty good back too, and he's able to bounce that.
Yeah, he's very shifty. Howard's more of the break some tackles, be patient. I think it might be Ronald. Nope.
So the big man up, and they help him to the far side. That is Rashawn Gillespie. Right tackle, 6'4", 295-pounder out of Slidell. So 4th, as they reset everything now, 4th and about 1 yard. 4th and 1 officially at the 16-yard line, and Alcorn will bring out the field goal team here, or what would be a 33-yard attempt from the right hash mark.
Yeah, not really much wind to speak of. Now, SFA did block a punt earlier in this game, which is what gave us the safety. Now can they double that up with a field goal block?
Their second timeout. It will be 30 seconds.
So the Braves, after sending the field goal team out there, they take a timeout here with 3:02 left. And we'll see whether or not they stay with their decision to try to put 3 on the board and make this it's currently a 1-score game, 8 points. They could cut it to 5.
Please set the game clock to 2 minutes and 45 seconds. It did not wind on my signal as it should have. Please put the game clock at 2, 4, 5.
Yeah, and I think Alcorn State that's one of the reasons why they kept winding that, going so deep into the play clock before they snapped it. I think if you would have told them coming into this game, you can have it, 5 points at the half, they would have been very much happy to take that. So not surprising to see them kind of run that clock down and then elect to kick a field goal here.
You can see here, that's Sid Abernathy on the right on the top of that mobile suite in the end zone. Let's see if he catches this field goal. Here's a line drive, headed just short of him, but up and through, as it did not reach the upper deck of the mobile suites. But the Braves convert for 3. 2:41 to go in the first half. They cut it to 15-10. So now the Lumberjack offense will take it back with 2:41 left and 3 timeouts to work with. And here you go. This is kind of what you've been practicing for throughout the month of August now. Put a 2-minute drive together, see if you can move down the field and get points on the board.
Yeah, and on the one hand, you look at it and say, okay, Mauer just threw an interception. Maybe let's not try to force anything down the field and, kind of find that rhythm again. But on the other hand, he started off last week with a pick 6 and then played phenomenally after that. So he's shown that ability to lead the pass in the pass and go forward. So I look for them to put their foot on the gas and try to expand this lead before half, especially knowing they're going to get the ball in the second half. So if they can score here and score at the turn of the half, they're going to feel like they're in a good position to win the game.
So the Braves get points out of that turnover on a tremendous interception made by ALCORN State. Nice one-handed grab, set them up on a short field, and they're able to convert. Settle for 3, but makes it a one-score game, 15-10.
Yeah, that play by Robert McDaniel was something else, going up with one hand. You don't see that very often. It kind of reminds you of that Odell Beckham Jr. catch a few years ago, just kind of leaping up, grabbing it one-handed as you're turning. Very hard catch to make.
So 7-play drive there for ALCORN. This kick 2-1. Jacks will set up a return. Straight up the field. Now bounce it out right side. Wafer stops, tries to get away and can't. He'll go down at the 16-yard line. Braves with good coverage that time as they will pin the Jacks back inside their 20. So a long field for the Lumberjack offense, leading by 5.
And you're not going to outrun this Braves team. It doesn't matter where you look. Everywhere from quarterback to defensive tackle, they can run. They have been very athletic all night, trying to get the edge there as the receiver return that man finds out you can't go at the edge. They're just too fast.
So something of a defensive struggle here so far between these two. 15-10, each team with one touchdown. Jacks have a Campos field goal and a safety on a block punt early in the first quarter. They go to work, 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Brian Maurer toss it right to Wembley. Has a blocker out in front of him. Waits for that block. It doesn't really develop, but still Wembley will get about 6 as he'll get it out to the 22-yard line, 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, really impressive by big Nate Adams getting out there in a lead block from his right tackle position. You see him pulling right here. That is a big body that's moving very quickly and trying to get his hands on a lot faster people, but he does a really good job getting out there and getting in the way.
Wembley again, left side this time, and Wembley wrestled down at the 25-yard line, a gain of 3, 3rd down and a yard now for the Lumberjacks on back-to-back running plays. Clock running with 2:06 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, you don't want to go too fast. You don't want to give this ALCORN State team any time right before half.
And they'll try to sneak it with Maurer, and the pile pushes forward, and it appears that he's going to get progress out to close to the 27-yard line, which is well enough for the first, and the Jacks will spend, I think, their first time out, or will they? Minute 53, probably a bit early. They'll let it run. They'll stop it to reset the chains. And SFA trying to get back on the football here. So Maurer with the first down carry. And the Jacks back to work. Low snap. Maurer now sets, throws right, and caught at the 45 and out of bounds. That's Ty Love with another grab, and they had a corner underneath it, or a linebacker underneath it, and just about the time Maurer let it go, his feet slipped out from under him.
Yeah, that was a really good throw by Maurer. I don't think he could have put that anywhere else. You see, just like you say, they've got a linebacker underneath it, and he just slips right as Maurer throws it. But again, even if he doesn't slip, I think that's a completion just because of how much touch Maurer put on that throw.
1st and 10. Wembley again back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, he's going to be held for a loss of 1, and Colby Carthel quickly calls the timeout here after a loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
First timeout, it will be 30 seconds.
Yeah, it looked like Andrew Cole for Alcorn State was in the backfield early and kind of blew that up.
So 2nd down and 11 when we return to action. Again, the Jacks last week lose at Troy State, 48-30. Braves lost at Southern Miss. They will be at home for their home opener next week against the Cowboys of McNeese State. We'll check scores from around the rest of the country a little bit later on, coming up at the half. We can tell you that in Tuscaloosa, Texas leads Alabama 13-3 with about 4 minutes to go in the first half in Tuscaloosa. They're going to have to get a new Coke bottle for Nick. So as we leave Troy last week, we're listening to the Alabama postgame show. On this podium, not a crystal ball. So here we go. 2nd down and 11. Back to action, Brian Maurer takes the snap, sets, Looks deep, now rolls to his right, comes underneath, was caught at the 45 and out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Will go Josh Thompson. He'll move the sticks, gain of 13, 1st and 10 Lumberjacks. Patience there. As he wanted to take the deep shot, checks it down and gets the first.
Yeah, a really good job of moving in the pocket, keeping the play alive, and then, like you say, bring his eyes downfield, find his relief valve, and just live to play another down. And you end up picking a first down just because you made a good decision and didn't try to force something that you didn't have to.
Field spread again here for the Jacks as they go 2 receivers wide to both sides. Wembley in the backfield. Maurer again. Pressured over the middle. Caught. Thompson again, picking his way, and will get out of bounds. Stop the clock with 31, with minute 18 left at the 31-yard line.
A really good job there by Thompson, finding the sideline so we don't have to waste the timeout. Got to be careful. Ty Love there kind of gets away with a block in the back. You get in these situations and you feel like you have to do a little more. You really don't. You've got plenty of time. Just play within your fines, and then you'll find the end zone. Alcorn State got to tighten up a little bit here to close this to half out.
1st and 10, Lumberjacks on the move, trying to extend a 15-10 lead. Maurer kills this one, flags at the snap. Somebody must have moved early.
Ball start, number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Nate Adams, a sophomore transfer, spent 2 years at Hawaii. He's from Flower Mound, 6'7", 321-pounder.
Please put 1 minute, 18 seconds on the game clock. 1:18.
1st and 15 now for the Jacks. Penalties really have not been a huge part of this one. Alcorn's been penalized 4 times, 29 yards. Lumberjacks now twice for 15.
Yeah, Alcorn had the 2 penalties on their first drive, which backed them up and led to the safety. Since then, they've played pretty clean.
So 1st and 15 here now. Same formation. Maurer again. Good clean pocket underneath. Wembley grabbed and dragged down at the 35-yard line. Short gain, only 1 that time. As a play is made out there by the linebacker, Jacques Dew.
Uses their second timeout, 30 seconds.
And the Jacks forced to take their second timeout now with 1:12 left here in the first half. And you would think, now you're looking at 2nd and 14 at the 35. Probably about a, 52-yarder from here? I would think Campos has that distance. Certainly he's close enough, I think, that if they don't move it, he would try one.
Yeah, I think Coach Carthel and his staff is telling Maurer just that, hey, we are confident in our kicker from here. Let's not make any mistakes. The Alcorn State right there, that was all coverage. He did not want to go to his check down Wembley there. He wanted to push the ball downfield towards the end zone and had nowhere to go because they were tied in the back end. Alcorn State did a great job defending there. You're telling Maurer again over here in this huddle, they're good in the back. Don't force anything. We feel like we can make a field goal here. If you're Alcorn State, it's the same thing. Hey, we got to play solid coverage for 2 more plays.
Maurer now 12 of 21, 174 yards through the air. The 1 interception led to the field goal a few moments ago by the Braves. Here's Maurer to pass again. Sets, throws over the middle behind Kylon Harris. Off his hands and incomplete. 3rd and 14. But there it was. It was open. He's just behind him and incomplete.
Yeah, they went straight man coverage, and Kylon does a great job. You can see him coming from left to right on the screen. He just outruns the Alcorn State defender. But again, ball's behind you, and that's the worst thing you can do as a quarterback. Not only is it such a hard pass for the receiver to catch, but if he hits his hand on it and tips it up in the air, the safety's going to be back there to intercept it.
Circus comes to town. Once it gets tipped in the air, that one fortunately finds the ground, and it's 3rd and 14. Screen, Ty Love. Alcorn gets in the middle of it and holds it to a short gain. Love knocked down at the 32-yard line, and I suspect Carthel lets the clock run here on 4th and 11, and then he will take his final timeout and bring Chris Campos on.
Really good play there by Malachi Bailey, the defensive end for Alcorn State. He gets upfield, he reads his screen, he starts backpedaling, finds Ty Love, the receiver who caught the ball, and makes a tackle.
4th and 11, the offense will stay out there. Clock still running, 36 seconds. Play clock at 10. So they direct traffic, move people around. I really don't think, well. And Bailey, Malachi Bailey, the defensive end, jumps, forcing Daniel Keys to move. And now the officials will gather and talk, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, really tough break there for Bailey. He makes a great play the play before that and then follows it up with what appears to be him jumping off sides.
Officials now over here talking to Coach Carthel.
Offside, number 44, the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Will be 4th down. Stephen F. Austin has elected the 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 13 seconds and start the game clock on my signal.
So the best of both worlds. He gets to take some more time off the clock. Chris Campos now is 5 yards closer. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line. This will be about a 43-yard attempt.
Alcorn State, no more timeouts left, so they can't ice him here. They'll probably come out here, let the clock run down to about 2 seconds, snap it, and watch it sail through the uprights as time runs out.
You can't ice Chris Campos. Be a 44-yard attempt. They'll spot it. Max Quick, the holder. He will set up at the 34. And
Stephen
now
F. Austin uses his 3rd and final timeout.
the clock down to 2, and Carthel takes that final timeout. So this will be the final play of the first half. As Campos will come on and try to extend the lead back to 8.
So if I'm not mistaken, this gives Campos
This would be the tie.
At the all-time field goals made in SFA's history.
Yeah. Coming in, he needed 3 to tie, 4 for the record. And as we talked about it the other day in Coach Carthel's office, kind of hoped that it might be October 1st before he got the record. But, you know, you're scoring touchdowns, but instead kicked a couple of field goals now. Yeah, this would be his 3rd here tonight, which would give him the tie for the all-time number of field goals in SFA history.
And the breeze has picked up just a little bit. Fortunately for him, it's at his back. It's going to help him out on a pretty long, it's going to be a 44-yarder.
So here we go. Quick will hold it. Right hash mark, 44-yard attempt. You'll see it here as Chris will try to hook this one in there from 44 yards out. Good snap back, kick on its way. And that one will hang out there to the right. And for the first time this year, Chris Campos cannot connect. That one just didn't draw in quite enough. Campos wide right, and that brings us to the end of the first half. 15-10, Lumberjacks lead it over the Braves of Alcorn State. As we go to the half, we are back with some halftime scores, stats from this game, scores from around the country. This is Lumberjack football, FCS football, and ESPN Plus in the United Athletic Conference.
We'll mix it up this season and challenge our fans to go head-to-head
Halftime here at Homer Bryant Stadium. Lumberjacks leading the Braves of Alcorn State 15-10 as they get 2 Chris Campos field goals, a block punt that resulted in a safety, and then a 3-yard touchdown run by Brian Maurer. Lumberjacks, that's how their scoring came about. Again, the scoring started with that block punt inside the 20-yard line, ball into the end zone, out the back of the end zone for the safety. Jacks led 2-0. 6:38 to go in the first quarter. Chris Campos caps an 11-play, 26-yard drive. Takes 4 minutes off the clock. Campos good from 37 yards out. It was 5-0 at that point. And then early second quarter, Campos again from 30 yards out, 5-play, 41-yard drive, made it 8-0 at that point. And then Maurer makes it 15-0 with 10 minutes to go in the first half, 8-play, 68-yard drive. Bryant from 3 yards out. The big pass down to Ty Love kind of set that one up. And the Lumberjacks convert, and then the Braves, nice drive to answer as they go down 15-0. And they come right back, 7-play, 75-yard drive, 3:06 off the clock. Javion Howard gets in from 6 yards out, and it's 15-8 at that point. They cut it to 15-10 on the Noah Kiani 33-yard field goal with 2:41 left in the half. Jacks move it down, couldn't push it further into Brave territory, settle for the long field goal attempt. Chris Campos is wide right on that one as the clock expired, and that's where we stand, 15-10. Pretty clean ball game. 1 turnover by the Lumberjacks, handful of penalties both ways. Week 2 of the year, pretty solid football, I would think, in week 2.
Yeah, I think both coaching staff go into the half feeling good about some things and feeling not so good about some things. If you're Alcorn State, you see Tyler Macon, your starting quarterback, go down, and you're thinking, man, this is the last thing we wanted. But credit to Aaron Allen. He comes in, and immediately, Tyler Macon at that point had 31 yards throwing the ball. Aaron Allen has 28 yards throwing the ball. The way you maybe lose some is Tyler Macon had 48 yards rushing. We saw him on the quarterback read stuff early, gain some yards, and really hurt the SFA defense. So can Allen match that run game in the second half? We know he can do it through the air.
Each defense with 1 sack. You're watching the Lumberjack marching band here perform at the half. Each defense with 1 sack. You're the overall numbers. Jacks with 10 first downs in that first half. Alcorn State with 8 first downs. Total offense, 32 plays for the Braves, 177 yards. 37 plays, 199 yards of offense for SFA. They get 177 through the air and running the ball. And coming into this is what we thought would decide the game. Who can run the football? And frankly, the Braves have been more successful on the ground. 22 carries, 118 yards. Lumberjacks have rushed it 14 times for 22 yards, but they've moved it just enough to set them keep picking up first downs and kind of move the ball down the field. In the words of Hank Strand, just keep matriculating it down the field there, Lenny. Jacks have done that, but just 1 touchdown in, 6 possessions. They lead 15-10.
Yeah, Jacks have really thrown the ball a lot more than, quite frankly, I think anyone, especially Alcorn State's defense, expected them to. We saw the big play to Ty Love. We've seen some other big plays happen, thinking about Walton Reichel getting a few big catches there and late in the first quarter. So Jacks have elected to throw it a little bit more than we thought. Alcorn State being true to self, staying on the ground, only going to the air when they really need to.
Lumberjacks with a lead, 15-10. We are at the half here at Homer Bryant Stadium. Lumberjack marching band on the field. Take a quick timeout. Back with some more halftime. Check some scores from around the rest of the country after this on the SFA Sports Network from Learfield. Braves of Alcorn State 15-10 here. Week 2, FCS college football, and in the United Athletic Conference, two finals already today. Kentucky beats Eastern Kentucky 28-17. BYU over Southern Utah 41-16. Games underway involving teams from the United Athletic Conference. Tennessee over Austin Peay 23-13 with 9 minutes to go there, and at the half, Abilene Christian leading Prairie View 31-7. Central Arkansas at the half leading Texas College 49-0. We were talking about Alabama a few minutes ago. Alabama with a field goal cuts it to 6, or cuts it to 7, 13-6 now. Texas leads Alabama in Tuscaloosa nearing the half. Oklahoma leading SMU 14-10, 12 minutes to go in that one. Texas Tech trailing Oregon 15-13 with 1:10 left in the first half. At the half, here's one that's kind of surprising. Houston trailing its crosstown rival Rice 28-7 at the half.
Wow.
And Nichols and TCU 7-0. Frogs lead it over the Colonels, 2:36 to go in the first quarter there. Earlier this afternoon, Utah beats Baylor. They scored 2 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes. And the Utes, and that's the Ute, not the youth, but the Utes beat the Bears 20-13. K-State over Troy 42-13. Iowa beats Iowa State 20-13. I think the United Corn Growers, the only folks really interested in that one. Oklahoma State at Arizona State. That one on FS1 coming up later tonight at 9:30. Interesting first half. Jacks took a few shots, connected on one deep ball. With the one pick, led to a touchdown by the Braves. It's a one-score game.
Yeah, 2 big mistakes for each team. You had the interception Maurer threw late in the second half to kind of let Alcorn State claw themselves back into it. And then first drive, Alcorn State goes out, has 2 penalties, backs themselves up, gets a punt blocked in the end zone for a touchback. For a safety. Oh, you take those 2 mistakes out, and this has been a really clean game on both sides. Both coaching staffs probably happy with some things, want to get some things cleaned up in the second half.
At the break, Lumberjacks lead by 5. Back with more. This is United Athletic Conference football.
The twist that affirms our continued dedication to Stephen F. Austin State University.
Stadium. Good crowd on hand to get this one going tonight. We'll see if they hang around in the second half. Close ball game. Hopefully they will.
Yeah, pack the stadium early. A lot of people moving and shaking right now, but if they're still here, still got a good game, 5 points here coming into the second half. SFA's going to get the ball and see what can happen.
Lumberjacks in that first half, almost 200 yards of offense, 37 plays, 199 yards. Braves 32 plays, 177 yards. They've got 118 on the ground. Lumberjacks have been held to 22. See if anything changes in the third quarter. Take a quick timeout. Back with the second half after this on the Lumberjacks Sports Network. And this is United Athletic Conference football. So the first half in the books. Everybody patiently waiting here for the start of the third quarter after watching the Lumberjack Marching Band perform at the half. As each of these two teams, the Braves from the Southwestern Athletic Conference and the Lumberjacks out of the United Athletic Conference, look for their first win of the season. Alcorn State returns home next week where they'll host McNeese out of the Southland. And the Jacks will travel to Natchitoches, Louisiana to take on the Demons of Northwestern State, also in the Southland Conference. Saw Brian Maurer there. Maurer in the first half, 13 of 23 through the air, 177 yards, the one interception. And the Lumberjacks have just really been unable to get really anything going on the ground.
Yeah, we thought coming into it that it would be whoever wins the run game wins the game. So far, it has not been the case. Alcorn State definitely been better in the run game. They've just stayed committed to it, I feel like, a little bit more than SFA. SFA has elected to throw the ball a little bit more than we anticipated, but they've had some success. So I look for them to stay with that game plan here in the second half.
And just one punt by Max Quick in the first half. I think that's key, too. Here the Lumberjacks get the kick to start the third quarter, get a decent return out beyond the 25. And we'll be down. That's Wafer on that return out to about the 29-yard line. And we are back underway here at Homer Bryce Stadium on a Saturday night. And don't forget, Alcorn lost their starting quarterback, Tyler Macon, in the middle of that first half. But Aaron Allen's come on, and the offense really hadn't missed a beat.
No, he came in and immediately threw a ball downfield with some success, and then we've seen his legs a little bit. That's kind of what we thought maybe they'd miss when Macon left, was his running ability. But Allen came in and showed that he's got some athleticism too.
So here the Jacks go to work. Brian Maurer, the quarterback. Hand it to Wembley. Wembley trying to get to the outside, hurdles a man, and will get tripped up at the 32-yard line, a gain of about 3. But again, good support on the edge out there, and I think that was Malachi Bailey helping on that tackle.
And we saw Maurer run one in, but it was from about 5 yards out. We haven't really seen him run the ball in the open field. If this Alcorn State defense keeps flying around the way they are with their speed, you're going to have to see him pull some out the backside for this SFA to have some success running the ball.
He doesn't handle the snap here, chases it back, gathers it at the 10, now runs away, heaves it near sideline, and almost makes a fantastic completion downfield to Josh Thompson as Thompson catches that one just out of bounds.
Man, what a play. The arm strength is unbelievable. The snap is a little bit high. I think he probably could have caught it, but a lot of guys are falling on it. With his athleticism, he scoops it up and he's running. It's so hard to throw that ball that far when you're moving that way, and he does.
Thompson makes the grab, but comes down out of bounds, and it'll bring up third down now and 8. First possession, third quarter here for the Lumberjacks. They went 3 and out of their first drive of the game. That led to the only punt of the evening for Max Quick. Here it's 3rd and 8. Maurer, again, a deep shot and a miscommunication. As running the out was Lawton Reichel, and Maurer threw the up, and it goes incomplete. 4th and 8.
Yeah, there's nothing more you wanted as a Alcorn State defensive coordinator than to come out here and force a 3 and out in your first drive. That's really a loss of possession for SFA. You win the coin toss, you feel good about getting the ball in the second half, and then a 3 and out kind of stymies that advantage.
Quick, one punt, 41 yards in that first half. Fair catch was made on it. Akeem McNair is back deep to receive it for the Braves. Quick gets this one away, kind of a driving kick. Fair catch signaled and made, falling down at the 20-yard line. As McNair makes it, they'll probably spot it at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Braves at their own 21-yard line in a 15-10 ball game here in early September. Again, these two teams met last year in Lorman, Mississippi. Lumberjacks won that one 31-27. Never led in that game until, I think, with like 2:28 left. They took their first and only lead of the night, which happened about 12:30 in the morning because we were supposed to start, I think, at 6. We didn't start until about 9:30 because of weather.
And Allen's still in at quarterback, so whatever happened to Macon, it looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the night. We can see what Allen can do with a 5-point deficit coming into the second half.
He works out of the gun here with a single receiver to the right. He'll turn, hand it off to Howard coming right, and the Jacks immediately come downhill as Jeremiah Walker gets in there quickly and helps trip him up for a short gain. They'll give him 1, and it's 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed in Walker. Talking to this staff last week, thought he kind of played a little bit timid, but here tonight, he's really been flying around and making a lot of plays.
Howard now had 11 carries, 46 yards, gets another one there. 2nd down and 9. Single back again here for the Braves. 2 receivers left, and this is Howard coming left. Jacks Brandon Lane chases that down from the backside, and Lane on his back will hold him to a gain of about 1, maybe 2. And it's third and long now for Alcorn State. On third down tries so far tonight, they've not converted at a very high percentage. They are just 2 for 7 on third down so far this evening.
Yeah, when we have forced them into throw-only areas, kind of like third and long, they really struggled in the air.
You see it right there. Lumberjack defense all up on the line of scrimmage, show pressure. See if they bring it or they fall out of it. Allen takes the snap. They rush 4. Deep near sideline. Ball tipped and incomplete. Trying to make a play on it was Montario Hunt as he tried to high point that, but the Jacks' Bruce Harmon, who obviously is pretty happy about that, makes a play, breaks it up, 4th and 8.
And just a great play by Bruce, being in the right place, coming up through that ball as the receiver's coming down. Again, Bruce has been targeted a lot already this season. Troy targeted him about 4 times. He's been targeted here twice tonight, and I don't think he's given up a catch yet. Really good on the edge.
And this has been the weak spot, really, of Alcorn State. 3 punts for an average of 21 yards. Lumberjacks blocked 1 for a safety on their first punt. This snap a little high, no pressure this time, and another poor kick. Low wobbler toward the sideline. That's out of bounds. Short kick. Lumberjacks will have a short field as they'll take over at the Bray 43-yard line is where they'll mark it out of bounds. 20 yards on that punt. No return out of bounds. 12:32 to go, third quarter. Lumberjacks lead at 15-10. They'll get it for the second time here in the third quarter. When we return after this with United Athletic Conference football. Down there. That was into a lot of traffic. Probably fortunate. So the Jacks on a first down play before we return. They throw one deep up the seam, incomplete, and they will look at second down and 10.
Yeah, and it was opening up, but Mallard did not have time. Tyler Smith, the defensive end for Alcorn State, gets in the backfield, gets some pressure on Mallard. He doesn't have time to let that play develop downfield.
So second and 10 here. Jacks will turn, hand it inside, and there is not much there. Alcorn State, again, tough against the run so far tonight as they have kept Gerald Wembley bottled up. And Wembley will get maybe a half yard. And it's third and call it 10.
Yeah, and this odd front for Alcorn State. They've got Keywan Jones up front and Andrew Cole at nose tackle. Both those guys are doing a fantastic job of just kind of plugging up that middle and not letting SFA run the ball inside where they really want to be.
Third and 9. Maurer again. They bring 5. Picked up. Bryant with time. Now lets it fly. Picked off at the 31. Coming the other way. Braves get a block at the 50. Downfield. Man to beat. Down and from behind. Jacks save a touchdown as that is picked off and returned by the cornerback, Andrew Smith. And the Braves get their second pick of the night.
And he does a good job of kind of moving in the pocket, but, I mean, it's just never there the whole time. He kind of stares it down a little bit, and then, like you say, Andrew Smith makes a good play.
After the interception, there was unsportsmanlike conduct in number 58 of the intercepting team. That'll be a 15-yard penalty to end a return. That is number 58's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. First down, Alcorn.
He sounded agitated.
And I got to say, I think it might be a mistake. I think he got the penalty for taking his helmet off, but his helmet actually came off in the play behind, and then as he's running off, I think they just kind of saw him carrying his helmet, and if you take your helmet off, you're going to get a flag, but I don't think he actually took it off. I think it was knocked off in the play.
And now the referee over there is speaking to a member of the Alcorn State coaching staff. You see it at the top of your screen there, and I think that's what they're trying to explain. I don't think the flag is going to be picked up. They move the ball back all the way to the Lumberjack 47-yard line. That's where the Braves will start things out. So the Braves get their second turnover of the night. Jacks forced 4 turnovers, kept the game close against Troy last week. 2 turnovers now. Alcorn picked up a touchdown on the first. See what they can do here. 1st and 10. Braves motion from the tight end. Hand it to him. Speed sweep. Coming right. Jacks make a play in the backfield. And they will hold it for a short gain there. As the linebacker comes flying in there, Lumberjacks make the play that time. Luke Watson, the sophomore from Gilmer, with a stop for no gain, 2nd down and 10.
Really good job by Luke, seeing that play develop and not getting out in front of it. It's so hard to teach those linebackers not to just fly over there to the sidelines and open up that cutback. You have to kind of play in that player's hip pocket, force him to stay with you, and then you make the tackle as you close. Really good job by Luke, just a good fundamental open field tackle.
Watson in there basically at middle linebacker now. He and Jermaine Brown. Short set. Allen swings it right side, caught, and contact made by Brown as soon as the catch was made, and then some throwing around along the far sideline, but pass complete, and out of bounds for a short gain is Tavarius Griffin, the tight end. Gain of about 4, 3rd down and 6 down.
Yeah, we've seen Allen already throw it quite a bit more than they led us to believe they wanted to throw it with Macon. So you kind of see in the difference in the quarterbacks. Macon much more of a runner than Allen, but Allen's thrown the ball with some effectiveness here.
3rd down and 6. Jacks bring a little delayed blitz up the middle. Allen forced out of the pocket, rolls right, looks downfield. Jacks flags all over the place, and Allen is down at the 41-yard line. And the Lumberjacks get up. Brandon Lane saying this is against them. 2 flags back at the Alcorn 48-yard line.
Yeah, you've definitely got Rayshawn Gillespie, the right tackle, with a hold. I don't know what the other flag was. Maybe it could be, same foul, 2 flags.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 69 of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3rd down.
It was going to be 4th and about 3 or 4. So they take the 15-yarder and they'll push the ball all the way back to the 42-yard line of the Braves. They get the 41 is where they'll spot it. Now 3rd and long.
Yeah, and this is an area where we've seen Alcorn State do a few different things in 3rd and long. Probably a little bit too long here. Probably just hand it to Howard.
3rd down, 22. Jacks with that 4-man front. Ahmad Murray stands up at right defensive end. That's the bottom of the screen. Amarjay Smith at the top. They will rush 4 here. Allen takes the snap, turns, gives it inside Howard. Bounces off one man. Smith hangs onto that jersey and gets some help, and we'll end up wrestling him down after a gain of about 7 yards. But they needed 22, and now they'll look at 4th and 15. And once again, they'll have to punt.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, punting has not been Alcorn's strength here tonight. I think they're averaging just over 20 yards of punting, so really an area of concern for them who are moving forward.
Darbone, he punted it 4 times for 44 yards against Southern Miss last week, but tonight, I can't see a number. I don't know if that's him back there or not. This time he gets it away under pressure. He gets his best kick of the night away. Jack's fair catch it at the 19-yard line. And with 8:54 to go here in the third quarter, score stays the same, 15-10, as they've chewed up the middle of the field. Back with more FCS football here from the United Athletic Conference.
I mean, he's got the skills already.
Lumberjacks get ready to go back to work. 8:54 to go third. Lumberjack marching band keeping them entertained here during the break. Yes, that's right. You were sending out recruiting videos during the week to the South Dakota State Bobcat or Jackrabbits tight ends coach. Class of what?
Oh, well, he's 2. I don't think his mama wants me to say what class he is. She might break her heart.
Power on the keeper, straight up the gut, has all day to run. Midfield, Brian at the 40. A move at the 30. Grabbed and dropped at the 19-yard line. And there is the first big run from Brian Maurer from outside the 10-yard line. And Maurer breaks a big one as it finally opened up.
And that's what we've been waiting on. Alcorn State's defense is so fast that they're almost too fast for their own good. They overflow so much defensively. We've been waiting to see if Maurer will pull one out the backside. He does there, and it's off to the races. And, man, is he fast.
Here we go now. Gerald Wembley with a carry. And Wembley with a nice run. Is that Williams? Anthony Williams. Saw the 0. So Williams picks up 7 on that one, and it's 2nd down and 3. And now we got a whistle after the play. Oh, we got a man down. Braves in the middle of that. So the trainers will come out to check on him. And that would appear to be a cramp as they will look at him. But so Maurer a moment ago, after the punt at the start at the 19-yard line. Again, that was just that read option when he keeps it and comes out the backside. You'd been talking about it earlier, that it was there. And it's a matter of when will they use it. That time they do, and they get a big one.
Yeah.
Longest run of the night.
Every offense in today's college football, I shouldn't say every, but most offenses in today's college football have the read option built into it. They're not blocking that backside end anymore. It's kind of a wasted effort to put a guy on him. So you know it's there. You know it's available for him to do. And you watch this Alcorn State defense and all their speed kind of overflowing all night. And you're thinking, this guy's going to pull it. And he's athletic. We've seen him run one in already from a short yardage situation. But you can tell by his size and his speed that he has the ability to do that right there.
Maurer with a 63-yard run on that one. He's got 4 carries for a total of 61 now and the 1 touchdown. Wembley with 11 carries for a net of 27 yards. Anthony Williams, who had that last one, for 7. That was his longest run of the night. He's carried it 3 times for a total of 8 yards.
Yeah, and really not a ton of success for the Lumberjacks running the ball until that big run by Maurer. You know, ALCORN State's had quite a bit more success on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it now, that was their and the Lumberjacks now have rushed it a total of 18 times.
Right.
18 carries for 96 yards, averaging 5.3 yards a carry. Braves have rushed it 26 times for 124 yards. They're averaging 4.8, but so while you think that they've done a better job of running the football, they've been committed to it. I mean, that's who they are.
Yep, that is exactly right. That's who they are. That's what they're going to do. You're not going to force them to play a game that they don't want to play. SFA, they're a little bit more multiple. They don't mind throwing the ball, especially in certain situations that maybe you force them into. So, again, like you say, that SFA hasn't really been as committed to the run game, but they also haven't necessarily had to be.
Jags will have it 2nd down and 3. Injured Brave is up, helped to the far sideline. Hopefully he can return. It looked like a cramp initially, and I think still is, but he must be cramping badly because being helped to the far sideline over there as they looked at his leg. But the Lumberjacks back to work, 2nd down and 3. Maurer again to pass, looks to the end zone, back corner of the end zone, pass a little high and off the hands of Josh Thompson, incomplete.
Yeah, a little high and a little late there from Maurer. That's a throw that you want to get out of your hands early and let him kind of run to the back of the end zone and fall under it.
But the good thing, Maurer puts it where if Josh isn't going to get it, nobody is.
Absolutely. After 2 interceptions tonight, you really want him to be a little bit more conservative, especially down here in the red zone when you know you've got points in your hand.
3rd down and 3. Williams, the big back, breaks through down to the 5. Anthony Williams picks up the 1st down. Lumberjacks will have it 1st and goal now at the 5-yard line.
And this is where Maurer earlier ran one in. Probably going to see the same thing. They're bringing in another tight end. He's a big kid. They're probably going to go something like a quarterback power here.
1st and goal at the 5. 7:26 to go 3rd. As that 2nd tight end coming in for the Lumberjacks is Connor Mullins. 6 foot, 250-pounder out of Hurst. Transfer from Mary Hardin Baylor. He will line up wing left. Keyshawn Williams, the tight end, to the right. Tailback to the right. Williams picking his way forward. Falls forward down to about the 4. Only 1 on that one. They get a good job of just kind of submarining underneath that from the safety. And making the play, that was actually Jeffrey McKelton making the play for Alcorn. 2nd and goal now, just inside there at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and a good job up front. Sometimes playing that defensive line position, the best thing you can do is just make a pile. And that's exactly what they did and allowed those secondary guys to come in and make the tackle.
2nd and goal at the 5-yard line. Snap back, play action. Rolling right. Maurer dumps it toward Keyshawn Williams, who gets hit in the teeth at the 4-yard line, incomplete.
I think it's an interception.
Is it?
I think it went off of Keyshawn's hands.
And Williams gets up. Yep, it is. A deflected pass. Alcorn with another turnover. The 3rd pick of the night. This one coming at the 3-yard line.
And that's Keyshawn Jones. He's a nose tackle. I don't know that I've ever seen a nose tackle make an interception. He's just kind of trailing Keyshawn out there. Tip ball. It's anybody's ball, and he goes and gets it. But a bad mistake there from SFA. Brian Maurer, number 1 golden rule of quarterbacks, never throw it across your body. He does that there. You've got points in hand, and you give them away, and Alcorn State has a chance to really capitalize and turn this game around.
No scoring so far in the 3rd quarter, 15-10. Lumberjacks with the lead. That's what they had at the half. Braves now pinned inside their own 5. Again, they've been committed to the ground game. 26 carries, 124 yards. I suspect we see it coming out. And there's the 1st down carry. Jack stack it up, spin them back. And they're going to mark forward progress to the 1-yard line. And I think that was Ahmad Murray leading the charge.
Yeah, the 2 that I saw on it was Ahmad Murray and Luke Watson. They've both been in the backfield all night. I think they're going to give him forward progress to maybe the 1-yard line.
Yep, but that's still a loss of a couple. And the tight end, Tavarius Griffin, is slow to get up. He is up, but he'll come out. Clock running, play clock. They've not wound it. It's at 25, so they let the injured player off, and now they'll wind the play clock. And the Braves look at second down and 12. Ball at their own 1. See if the Jacks bring pressure. Everybody looks to the sideline to get the play call. Aaron Allen, the quarterback, takes the snap, turns in the end zone. Jacks, I think they just get it out. They get it back to the line of scrimmage. Lumberjacks coming hard downhill defensively, and will hold them to no gain. 3rd and 11 or 12 from the 1.
Yeah, pretty heads-up play by Howard. I think he kind of stuck the ball out.
Yep.
And they gave the ball forward progress at about, can't be, what, the half-yard line maybe?
Maybe.
As Jimmy Buff would say, you couldn't put a pencil-thin mustache between that ball and the goal line.
Xavier Potts in there helping fill up the middle of that. Let's see if the Lumberjacks defensively can do this one more time. 3rd down and 11. We'll talk more about that fine line between Saturday night and Sunday morning. We experienced it last week coming home. 3rd down, they want to pass out of the end zone. Aaron Allen goes up top, downfield. Lumberjacks break it up, incomplete. And again, good coverage over there by the Lumberjacks, Bruce Harmon. Running step for step with the intended receiver.
Yeah, at some point you just want to tell opposing teams, if number 4 is out there, don't throw it. You have no chance. I mean, he's been targeted, I think, 8 times this season so far, and he hasn't allowed a single catch.
So while the offense gives it to the Braves, the defense comes out, does their job. They force a 3 and out. And now if you're Alcorn, you got to be a bit nervous. Now you're punting on a short punt formation. You got 11 yards to work with here as their punter's standing with his heels on the back line, and a high snap could be a safety here. Jackson blocked one already tonight. They've got 10 on the line of scrimmage. Now they fall off. High short kick, and now a safety. He stepped out of the end zone.
Ruling on the field as the punter caught the ball with his foot out of bounds. That is a safety.
Always a concern whenever you don't have much yardage to work with. Typically a punt formation is, 13 yards deep.
Yep.
He only had 11 that time. Never felt comfortable. Catches the ball with a foot on the end line, out of bounds. 17-10. Lumberjacks with the safety timeout on the field. 4:44 to play. 3rd quarter. Back with more SFA football in the United Athletic Conference. Of Alcorn State, second safety recorded by the Lumberjack special teams tonight. That one kind of unforced. He just takes the snap with a foot on the end line, and it results in a safety. In Tuscaloosa, Alabama has trimmed it to 4, 13-9. Crimson Tide with the ball near midfield. Just a few plays I've been able to see, though. Texas defensively looks pretty tough.
Yeah, Jamarion Miller out of Tyler, Texas for Alabama running the ball. He's had some pretty big ones, but yeah, Texas defense has been playing pretty well. You see the big one here from Miller.
Lumberjacks so far just 1 touchdown on the night. 2 safeties and 2 Chris Campos field goals. They lead 17-10.
I don't know that I've ever seen 2 special team safeties in a game.
As the Braves will kick this away, a free kick, second time tonight. Short kick. One of the upbacks will take it at the 42, and the Jacks will return it. That's Thompson. Coming right, gives ground, and will be tripped up and down at the 33-yard line. Special teams coaches next to us not particularly happy about that.
You never want to see your guys going backwards. You think you can make a big play. You think you can buy yourself some space, make some guys miss, but it hardly ever works out. You want to just stick your nose down, get as many positive yards as you can, and just take what you can get.
So the Lumberjacks, after their second safety of the night recorded against the Braves, take over 1st and 10 at their own 33, now leading by 7.
And then Alcorn State, defensively, they've played really well. They forced 3 turnovers at this point. They've done a great job. Got to have it again. I mean, your offense is kind of putting you on the ropes a little bit. You've got to answer the bell.
Brian Maurer, his last pass intercepted after a deflection. He's 13 of 29, 3 picks, 177 yards, been sacked once. Motion, Thompson, turn, a little misdirection, but Braves don't buy it, and they'll hold Wembley for a short gain. Might have got a half yard as the Braves make the play after that short gain. That was Sheldon Ross, the linebacker, with that tackle. Gain of 1, second down and 9. Maurer again to pass. They rush 4. Brian sets, throws. Thompson hit as the ball gets there, and that's broken up, incomplete. Nice play by the secondary.
I think it was Jeffrey McKelton in coverage. Really good job. He gets there right as the ball gets there, delivers the blow that forces the ball out.
Good pass that time, but again, McKelton just a great defensive play to break that one up. Timed it perfectly. 4:03 to go third quarter now, and the Lumberjacks look at 3rd and long. We mentioned Alcorn struggling on 3rd down conversions. Jacks struggling as well. They're just 4 of 11. Alcorn walks up. Now they'll drop. They'll rush only 3. Maurer with time. Late. Over the middle. Caught. First down Lumberjacks. Coming back to it's Lawton Reichel. He'll move the chains. Tackled at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and a really good job there by Maurer going through his progressions. When he keeps his base under him, he's really got the arm strength to make every throw out there. It's only been when he's really kind of tried to force things when it's gone awry.
3:39 to go third quarter. Fresh set of downs now for the Lumberjacks as they operate 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. But again, clean pocket as they rushed only 3 that time. Brian waits to snap a little low, handoff straight up field with a head of steam and across midfield into Brave territory. We'll go Gerald Wembley. And Wembley will pick up 6 yards, second down and 4.
And you can see the more that this defensive line is on the field, that's when this run game opens up. As an offense, you have to get positive momentum early in a drive, wear that defensive front out, and then you can really open that inside run game up.
Second down and 4. Jackson trips now to the right. Bottom of the screen. Wembley again. They play action, come out of it. Reichel on the little screen dives forward to the 40, and that'll be enough for another Lumberjack first down as they're going to mark him down actually at the 41-yard line. But they move the sticks and keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 Lumberjacks at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, just, again, that's the RPO look that's kind of sweeping the college football nation. Every team out there has an RPO look now.
And this time up the middle, Wembley hit, stood up, then gets an extra couple of yards as Wembley refused to go down. Gets 2 more yards as he'll pick up 6, and it's second down and 4.
Yeah, and again, it's the great vision. We saw it last week. He's very patient in the backfield. He waits. His vision is so good to see that cutback. Waits, he's patient, and then hits the hole full head of steam and gets 6 yards on a play that, quite honestly, probably should have got about 2.
Henderson, the linebacker, made the first contact. He's able to hang on and wrestle him down, but as you said, after first contact, gets extra yardage, sets him up second down and 4. Minute 51 to go third quarter. Try it again. This is Williams this time, and man, he slips as he puts his foot in the ground and falls down after a gain of 1. Had some room out there as he tried to cut it back inside. Feet goes out from under him.
Yeah, he was really, going to put his head down and get vertical and get as many yards as he could, and then, like you say, just feet come out from under him.
Jacks don't snap it on 3rd and 2. They kind of wait. They could have caught him with too many on the field. Maurer ends up coming out of a quarterback sneak pile, pulls it all forward. Now we got a flag far side of the field, and I think the Braves, let's see if they had too many on the field. Maurer's going to have a first down, it would appear. They're going to mark him at the
Illegal
25.
substitution, defense. Too many men on the field. Penalties declined. Result of the play is a first down.
So Maurer, again, on a quarterback sneak, looked like he was stood up, and then he just comes shooting out of the backside of that. We'll watch it here. Maurer, again, just stood up, and then, boom, there he goes. He's got a 6 or 7 yard carry.
And he's just so strong. I mean, he's a big kid. He's, 6'4", 6'5", 220, 225. I mean, he's a big, strong kid, and things like that, when you're that athletic, can turn into big plays even when you don't expect it.
One of the Braves defenders now down, battling an injury here in the defensive secondary. That's Summerhour. Again, they stretch out his leg. And I think this, as much as anything, they just want to slow things down. So an injury momentarily. He's up and jogging back toward the defensive huddle. He'll have to come out for a snap. But the Jacks they want to tempo it. I mean, whenever they get a first down, let's go back on the ball quickly and pick up the pace.
Yeah, anytime you're struggling to get a push in the run game, the best thing you can do is keep that defensive line on the field to prevent them from substituting. If you're going slow, running the play clock down, you give them a chance to get fresh bodies in there. If you keep that momentum going and you're going quickly, they can't get those defensive linemen a break, and then they start wearing down, and then you start gashing them in the run game.
Speaking of the run game now, the Lumberjacks have rushed it 25 times, 124 yards, 5 yards a carry. ALCORN, 28 carries, 120 yards, about 4 yards a carry. So it's starting to pay off, as you said, just wear them down.
Yeah, and the difference, really, the reason this game is still close is the turnovers. Alcorn State has forced turnovers where SFA hasn't.
1st and 10, up the middle again. Lumberjacks just keep that pile moving, as they will be marked down at the 21-yard line. Anthony Williams with a carry. Transfer from Central Florida. Williams picks up 4. But you're happy with runs inside the tackles for 4 yards. You'll just take that almost every down. Fake the pitch. Maurer, pressure from the backside, dumps it down to Williams. Wrestled down inside the 20 at about the 16, 17-yard line, as again the defensive end comes out to make that, or actually the linebacker Terrence Ellis comes out there to make the play. He's a transfer from Rice, and it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and Kamadre Kenny coming around the edge, he's almost there to get the sack. Maurer does a great job of feeling that and getting it out right on time.
13 seconds left in the half. There was a timeout down there on the field. Didn't see if there was an injured player or not, but I don't see any trainers.
Yeah, I didn't see an injured player anywhere.
We keep it here with 13 seconds to go in the third. The Lumberjacks looking at 3rd down and 2. One of the Braves, I think, is that the head coach that's coming all the way across the field over here? Or is that one of ours? Oh, okay, the injured player is right here on the near sideline. That's why we couldn't see. So that's why he's coming over here to check on him, Fred McNair. The older brother of former Tennessee Titans quarterback Steve McNair.
Really?
They call him the original Aaron McNair. His son, Akeem McNair, has returned punts and played wide receiver for them here tonight. That is the linebacker, Terrence Ellis, who made that play a moment ago, who was apparently shaken up. He appears to be all right.
Yeah, and I still think it's probably some cramping. It was 91 at kickoff. It's still 80 degrees out there right now, and the humidity is quite high after the big rain we got yesterday. The first time in a long time it's rained here.
An atmospheric anomaly. Rain in East Texas. But you mentioned the heat, the humidity. 7,844 of these strong Lumberjack football fans that did not fear the weather came out to support this one tonight, and millions watching on ESPN at home. Hopefully enjoying a good one. It's 17-10 late here in the 3rd quarter on the 2nd full weekend of college football. Jacks on the move. Look at 3rd down and 2, and we got movement inside. Justice Guillory comes up and says, hey, they jumped into the neutral zone. That's going to be offsides against Alcorn. We'll see if the officials feel the same way. Did Maurer get him?
Offside, 98 defense, 5-yard penalty. That'll be a first down.
Apparently they did get him with a hard count. Andrew Cole jumps. He's a transfer from Southern Miss, a grad student from Somerville, Tennessee. But he jumps inside. You see him right there. Justice Guillory reaches out and touches him. And that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 15 minutes left in this one. 17-10. Lumberjacks lead it over the Braves of Alcorn State. This is United Athletic Conference football. The Saturday night 7-point Lumberjack lead. The home team over the Braves of Alcorn State. Jacks on the move. Give it to Williams. Picking his way inside the 10. Stays on his feet down to about the 6-yard line. And that's a good gain of about 6 on 1st and 10. And that will bring up 2nd down and 4 from the 6-yard line here for the Lumberjacks. Now Williams will come out and Wembley will check back in.
Man, just a really good, patient run by Williams. Nothing's there early. He doesn't panic. He just, kind of throttles there, waits for things to open up in front of him, and picks up a solid 6 yards.
Maurer again out of the gun. He's been most of the night. Turn, hand it to Wembley. Wembley with a burst, dives at the goal line. Will they mark him in? Yes. Line judge on the far side says he breaks the plane to the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. I'm sure this will be reviewed.
Yeah, I think he got in. Those long drives have kind of worn this Alcorn State defensive front down, and now you're starting to really penetrate the inside of their defense. But think you're right. Well, here's the replay right here. We can see.
Wembley, again, good crease there, and that's going to be awful close. It's a matter of where the ball was and what kind of angle they had.
It looked to me like he got some extension before his knee hit the ground.
Guy in the green vest does not move. Extra point team is on and in place. They're going to let this one proceed. So Wembley in the end zone. Campos for the extra point. The Lumberjacks lead by 14, 24-10 on the first play in the fourth quarter. As we've got a timeout on the field. 14-22 to go tonight. 24-10 Lumberjacks by 14 over the Braves of Alcorn State. Back after this. This is United Athletic Conference football. To kick it away after the Wembley touchdown run, and we are underway here in the fourth quarter. Alcorn with a return, 15, hit, and down at the 21-yard line as the Lumberjacks downfield to cover that kick. And the Braves will start out at their own 21-yard line after that return of 20 yards.
Yeah, pretty good return. I think it might have been Nico Duffy, the backup running back, that returned it there out to the 20-yard line. I think it's their best return of the night.
As you see it here, actually fielded at the 2, and it is Duffy on that return. Just kind of got tripped up and then knocked down, finished off. They mark him down at the 20. So give him 18 yards on that return. 1st and 10 Braves as Aaron Allen comes back at quarterback here. He took over in the first half for Tyler Macon, who was helped off the field. But he's done a good job. Started for him a year ago. Transfer from Louisiana Tech. Duffy in motion. Handed off inside to Howard. Hit after a gain of 1, and then gets a couple more out of it. Ends up with 3 on the carry inside the tackles.
And Howard's been really good all night of kind of just falling forward for extra yards. Even though he's got a guy on him, he's really good with powerful legs at just finishing positive yards. If it's a 1-yard gain, he turns it into a 2 or 3 yard gain just by being strong on his way down.
Lumberjacks will try to slow things down. Ed Bomino was at the bottom of that stack after that 3-yard carry there. 2nd down and 7 for Alcorn. Braves go home, have their home opener next week. They'll host the Cowboys in McNeese State. Floated out left side. There is a play in the backfield, a missed tackle, but the Jacks rally and will make the play back there. Luke Watson read it, slips through, but then comes back and gets a piece of that tackle as he gets some help, I think, from Diallo McGee.
Yeah, really good job by McGee cleaning it up. But like you said, Watson was there in the backfield immediately and forced that play back inside. That's a big talking point on all coaching staff across the country. You don't want to let that break contain. You want to force him back inside where that help's coming from.
Elijah Fields there for the Lumberjacks as well. Now sets up 3rd and long for the Braves. 3rd down and 8. They have struggled on 3rd downs so far this evening. 2 for 10. Snap back time. Now time evaporates. He's hit and will go down back at the 19-yard line. There's Big Ed Bobineau, I think.
I think Aaron Austin got there first, kind of forced him up into Bobineau.
Bobineau rubbing his, stomach. You can see Big Ed there, happy to get a piece of that one. 4th and 11, they forced the Braves to punt.
Have you ever seen the replacements with the sumo wrestler they bring in to play guard?
Yeah, you can see Bobineau getting a good push. He pushes it right back in there. Austin and Bobineau kind of get there at the same time, and watch it. There you go. Fill it up. 4th and 11 to punt. Jacks get pressure. He gets it away. Thompson fields it at the 45, comes left. Has some blockers at midfield, 40. Out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Josh Thompson on the return. They'll mark him out at the 34.
Got a flag.
Yep.
Came from way far back there.
And I suspect it'll either be a hold or a block in the back. So we'll wait for this one before we
During the return, holding, number 21, return team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It will be 1st down, SFA.
So wipes out a big return, but the Lumberjacks get the ball. They lead by 14. 24-10, SFA in front, 11:59 to go. Here on the second weekend of September. Back after this, Lumberjack football in the United Athletic Conference. And they have a little play action and try to swing it out in the flat on the wheel route. And Brian Maurer throws it just behind Lawton Reichel, incomplete. Yeah, ton of room.
Yeah, they had Reichel open over there. Just, he's kind of moving. You can see he's got a guy in his face, and he tries to throw it a little bit side-armed and just doesn't quite have enough base underneath him to get that out there.
Lumberjacks at the end of the third quarter are now here 5 minutes into the fourth quarter. 341 yards of offense. Braves 182 yards total for the game. Hand it right side with a crease. Off to the races we go. Midfield at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Lumberjacks. Big run, Gerald Wembley. That'll put him over 100 And the Jacks with close to 200 yards on the ground.
And we talked about the SFA offensive line in the pregame show. You can see it here. They've been pushing, and now, late in the game, Alcorn State's defensive line's worn down, and that offensive line just shoves them out of the way, and Wembley's off to the races.
Yeah, Wembley, it's a foot race there with two DBs. They can't catch him, and Wembley ends up in lane 3, in turn 3. But after he runs through the end zone, Gerald Wembley makes it 30-10 with the Chris Campos extra point to follow.
And just a sophomore. I mean, yes. Wembley's shown some great patience in the backfield. Obviously, you can see the speed there, but to think about where he could be in 2 more years is outstanding.
So 11:45 to go in the third. Wembley adds to the lead as he scores from 64 yards out. Second touchdown of the night for Wembley. He had a 6-yard run early in the fourth quarter, now adds a 64-yarder. And the Lumberjacks stretch the lead now to 31-10. You know, that earlier drive officially was a 12-play, 65-yard drive. This one didn't quite take that long.
No, some explosive plays early, and like you say, it didn't take long. It's still 11 minutes, 45 seconds to go in this game, and SFA is really starting to stretch its legs.
3-touchdown lead now, 31-10. As, again, it took them a while. I mean, the first half was really kind of a defensive battle. But the Jacks now have gotten some explosive plays, and now they're starting to pile up some yardage offensively and put some points on the board.
Yeah, and they've really moved the ball well tonight. They've thrown it really however they wanted to. They've run the ball here in the fourth quarter really effectively. Just 4 turnovers. I mean, give Alcorn State some credit. They forced those turnovers with some really good plays, but those 4 turnovers have kept Alcorn in it up until this moment when the floodgates have kind of opened.
Those 64 yards from Wembley now. Jacks 204 yards on the ground. Fair catch made on the kickoff at the 12-yard line. Braves will start out at the 25. But again, Lumberjacks now 204 yards on the ground, 201 through the air. 403 total for the Jacks tonight. Alcorn has been held to 120 yards on the ground on 30 carries. Through the air, they are 5 of 14 for a total of 62 yards. They had 44 yards through the air a week ago in a loss at Southern Miss. Tonight, 62 yards. And it's starting now, it is the score now down 21. It's starting to force their hand. They're going to have to put it in the air if they want to try to come back as they run out of time here. So 14 attempts on the night. Here's Allen. He'll put it in the air. Flanker screen. Jacks are there. They break it up. Ball came loose. Was it complete? They'll rule it incomplete as Olatunji breaks it up.
And what a play. I mean, Olatunji gets there, thinks it may be a fumble, reaches out and grabs it. I mean, he does it all. He's there. He makes the tackle. He thinks he forces the fumble, and he recovers what he thinks is a fumble. So, I mean, just an all-around great play.
Second down and 10 here. Is again Allen, Aaron Allen, at quarterback, has 2 receivers to the right, ball on the left hash, so a lot of territory to that right side to work with. But the Jacks have kept them bottled up here tonight. Allen to pass once again, swing it out to the back out of the backfield, and he's bounced out of bounds across the 30. They'll mark him out at the 32-yard line. That's Howard with the reception out of the backfield.
And Alcorn State early in the game had a ton of success on the edges. They got a bunch of running yards early in the game on the outside, especially when Macon was still at quarterback. And they kind of went away from that. They started trying to run the ball up the middle a little bit more and play more towards, the style they want to play. But I'm surprised they haven't stayed out on the edges that way. Big play right there from Howard, again, on the edge where they can kind of run.
Third down and 4 here for Alcorn State. Allen looks things over. They have struggled on third downs. He wants the ball. Snap back. Sets short. Steps, throws over the middle. Caught midfield. First down Braves. Nice play there. Again, they go to the tight end Griffin. And he has been really one of their most steady receivers here so far tonight. But flags back at the line of scrimmage. I think this is against the Lumberjacks.
Holding, number 5, defense. The penalties declined. The result of the play is a first down for Alcorn.
And a really good job by Allen staying in there. He had some pressure in his face.
So Griffin makes the play. Walker was there in coverage, just kind of trailing the play as he beat him off the line of scrimmage. And Griffin moves the ball into SFA territory, so the Braves moving it through the air now after that completion from Aaron Allen. Yeah, this time. Still 10:08 to go. So, I mean, they can't totally abandon the run here. They still got enough time, but they do have to kind of score quickly. Down 21. Howard fake. With the sack back at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and Marjay Smith, he's just like B.J. Thompson, another lumberjack that was really athletic at that end. You can see he just kind of beats the tackle, and then even as fast as Allen is, he can't
Converted on their last third down. See if they can do so here on 3rd down and 8. Allen looks to the far sideline. Howard, the tailback, to his left. Snap back, fake it to him. Set, throw to the right, and his receiver and he not on the same page that time. Incomplete, 4th and 8. Update from Brookings, South Dakota. The defending national champions lead 20-16 now with 1:36 to go over Montana State. Not that many people watching this game really, they may care about that one, but the tight end coach's mother gets a phone call from him before every game. So I'm kind of obligated to talk about South Dakota State from time to time.
So if you're SFA, you hope that you need to be worried about South Dakota State, because that means you're probably deep in the playoffs.
Punt is a fair catch made back at the 20-yard line. The Braves get that one away. And Josh Thompson with that fair catch at the 20, and that'll bring us to a timeout. 9:01 to go, 4th quarter. Lumberjacks lead this one by 21, 31-10 over the Braves of Alcorn. Back after this will be Lumberjack here with Lumberjack Foot. back to work here with 9:01 to play. Fourth quarter, toss it coming left. Williams tries to get it forward. A big pile. They don't get him to the ground. Anthony Williams just keeps moving it forward. They'll end up marking him down at the 23-yard line. A gain of about 3, and it's second down and 7.
Yeah, just a slew of Alcorn State defenders there. Demarion Edwards is the one that I first saw get there. But like you say, Williams just kind of falls forward for a gain of 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's a powerful guy. Bigger back. And he remains in the backfield. Give it to him. Right side this time. He bursts through at the 30. He's got a first down at the 32-yard line. And while you think he's not a big plotter, he's pretty quick, too.
Yeah, I think Bill Blau, offensive line coach for SFA, is over here telling their guys, look, you got to bring this thing home. 8 minutes left. We've got to run this ball until the end of the game. You've worn them down all night. Now it's your time to get them out of the way and start really putting your force down on this Alcorn State defensive line.
1st and 10, Lumberjacks. Williams stays in there. Maurer looks things over, takes the snap, give it to him, left side. There's a little crease again, contact, but lowers those pads and gets it out beyond the 35 to close to the 36. Almost 4 yards on that carry. As you see, Keegan Holm and Clint Lappick, 2 of those big guys up front. Daniel Keys there in your picture. Again, phenomenal play up front the first 2 weeks for the Lumberjacks. Jarrett Porterfield in that picture there as well, one of the guards. But you see there, I mean, just a little crease, and he ends up, takes 4 Braves to put him on the ground. 2nd and 6, Maurer, little play action, pressure, spins away, sets, looks deep downfield, underthrown, and incomplete. Braves had 2 guys underneath it. Jack's fortunate to probably get that one back.
Yeah, Coach Carter kind of gave it to Brown Maurer a little bit right there. The last thing you want in a situation like this is another turnover. You've already thrown 3 interceptions here. You've got to make smart decisions. He does a great job here avoiding pressure. This is a time, just throw it in the sidelines and live to play another down. You try to force this ball, and it's almost intercepted.
Santonio Rice there giving the pressure for the Braves. Forces a 3rd and about 6. Jack set things up, and I think we've got movement from the defensive end. Now the Lumberjacks stand up. 2 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to take a timeout. And they will. So the Jacks burn a timeout here with 7:05 to go.
Stephen F. Austin has used its first timeout.
The official, I don't know if he's gone Mitch McConnell on us or not. He just got us standing there. Now he says, yeah, it's immediate timeout. Okay. There we go. So timeout on the field, 7:05 to go, fourth quarter, 31-10 Lumberjacks. Back after this. This is United Athletic Football. Back in Nacogdoches, 3rd down and 6 here for the Lumberjacks as they will keep it with the quarterback, Maurer, as they run that little speed sweep fake. Maurer up the middle, had a 64-yarder earlier, picks up a 1st down here as he takes it out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and it's just kind of the new way teams run a midline option. You've got your running back or your receiver, whichever one you want, going to the edge. If he can get out there and you've got the edge, you hand it off and let him go. If they set the edge with the outside linebacker or a defensive end, you've got the option as a quarterback to keep it up the middle. Good job, good read by Maurer there.
1st and 10, Lumberjacks. Maurer to pass with time. Now it breaks down. He's hit up around the neck, grabbed and thrown down. And apparently they got him underneath the face mask. Maurer comes up saying, he got me by the face mask, but apparently that's not the case. And the Braves will get another sack. Edwards with that tackle. A loss all the way back to the 35-yard line. When you see it right there, he did grab him by the shoulder.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was in the face to me. It looked like he got him kind of right there at that collarbone area.
So 2nd and long now, 2nd and 20. Trips to the left, Maurer looking that way, waiting. Underneath, caught, Wafer, makes a guy miss. Down to midfield, Wafer, 45, gets to the edge, 40. 35, pushed out of bounds, inside the Brave 35-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 33-yard line. Wafer gets about 20 yards after the catch. And the Lumberjacks convert on a long one.
And I was just thinking, I don't know why you would drop back and pass if you're SFA, but when you have this potential to have a guy like Wafer in the open field to turn a catch, at about 11 yards into a huge gain, yeah, take a chance and throw the ball.
Makes 3 guys miss and ends up getting a big one. All the way down to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 Lumberjacks. Maurer now about 220 yards passing. Here's a handoff inside to Williams. Williams stood up, pushed back. Another Brave loses a helmet as Williams ends up getting sacked up after a gain of only 1. As that time, Kamarja Kinney loses his hat. He'll have to come out for a play. Anthony Williams will come out. Jacks have some other talented freshmen, a freshman running back, Jalen Jenkins, that we haven't seen yet out of Cedar Hill. It's only been Wembley and Williams so far during these first 2 weeks. Wembley back out there on 2nd down and 9. Jacks just trying to run this clock out. 4:26 to play, 31-10. Wembley right tackle, pick it his way outside the numbers, and then grabbed and spun down inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. But that's a gain of 5. And it's 2nd down or 3rd down at about 4, long 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, and a good job here. Porterfield, the right guard, locks up and really opens that up for Wembley to get on the inside that B gap and turn some positive yards.
Nate Adams had his guy kicked out, but he just comes off that block and is able to come down and hold it to that 4-yard gain. And here we look at 3rd down and 5 officially at the 28-yard line. Texas leads Alabama 27-16. Turn, hand it, bounce it outside. Wembley, stiff arm at the 25, upfield to the 20. 1st down, Lumberjacks. Gerald Wembley with the carry.
Again on the carry, brought down by
Wembley on the night now. Had 17 carries for 114 yards prior to that one. That'll put him just over 120 on the night.
Great job by Daniel Keys, the left tackle, sets that edge. And anytime as a tackle you can set that edge and pin that defensive end inside, it opens up so much for the running back to be able to do.
And here's Maurer, keeper coming left side, the 10, hit, tripped up at the 5-yard line. I was about to say that Jalen Jenkins has just checked in, and Maurer does not give it to him, keeps it, comes out the backside. Jacks have it 1st and goal at the 4.
And you're probably more than happy as a SFA staff to not see your quarterback running it this late in the game, this early in the season. But you can see here the end just flies down in there trying to make a tackle. Good read by Maurer. Big, strong kid. You'd like to see him making that decision and running the ball with some authority.
16 yards on that carry, and that gives him 8 carries for 85 yards tonight.
And that factors in sacks.
They go empty backfield now. Maurer left side, caught. Wembley, walk it into the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. Gerald Wembley, his second catch of the night. This one for a touchdown.
And that's just a very good play call to create a mismatch. They put Wembley out there, and they basically forced the Alcorn State defense to put somebody out there. Who do you want out there to guard him? Do you want a safety? Do you want a linebacker? Whoever you put out there is going to be wrong. We've got blockers in front of him so he can walk in.
So Maurer with his first touchdown pass of the night. Gerald Wembley with his first touchdown reception of the night. His third TD on the evening. 37-10. Chris Campos on for the extra point. As he tacks it on, 38-10 now. Jacks in control of this one.
38-10.
And the Lumberjacks look like they will go to 1-1 on the year, and again will be headed over to Natchitoches, Louisiana next week to take on the Demons of Northwestern State. They trail at Louisiana Tech 51-21 with 1:18 left in the third. McNeese tonight, they're in Gainesville, Florida. And it's a tough night for the Cowboys. They trail 49-0 to the Gators early in the fourth at the Swamp. Cowboys will be in Lorman, Mississippi next week to take on Alcorn State. The Braves will head home for their first home game of the year and will host McNeese State next Saturday evening. Jacks again in Natchitoches next Saturday evening at 6.
I think McNeese might be taking the brunt of Billy Napier's demise after losing the Utah opening week. You know, a lot of people were calling for his job, and he's saying, well, watch how bad we can beat McNeese State.
So a get-well game for Florida against the Cowboys. TCU leading Nichols 24-3 at the half. Lamar at Louisiana Monroe trails 21-0 with 5 minutes to go in the fourth, or in the third, rather. So there's a quick rundown of the South, and we'll check United Athletic Conference scores here for you in a moment. But here, 38-10. It was a 15-10 game at the half. The Jacks have done all the scoring in the second half. Braves with a return. They get a little seal over there. Jacks, though, chase it down and will hold it to a short gain as they tried to cross the field. Couldn't outrun the coverage. And the Lumberjacks will hold it to a return of 12 yards and make the stop at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, and Franklin has some speed. He almost got to the edge, but the Jacks down there keep containment and force him down. Not a very big game, but he ran a long way to four.
So Alcorn State comes back out trailing by 28 now, 38-10. Texas and Alabama 27-22. Longhorns lead it over the Crimson Tide with 11 minutes to go in Tuscaloosa. Here, just 2 minutes, 41 seconds remain as SFA looks to even its record. Allen taking some time. Play clock at 2. Motion across, and they just get it off. Hand it inside. And that is a new back for Alcorn. I think that was Jacorian Sowell. 5'10 sophomore from Natchez. Had 3 carries a week ago. Gets his first here tonight. Gains 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. For a minute there, I thought it was Javante Leatherwood, but I'm not positive.
Nope. It may not be Sal. It looks like it's 25. It could be Mr. Leatherwood. He'll try again left side. This time he gets about 4. That's 3rd and 1. Clock running, 1:54 to go. North Alabama leads Tarleton State 28-24. Montana over Utah Tech 22-0. Kentucky beat Eastern Kentucky 28-17. BYU over Southern Utah 41-16. Those all United Athletic Conference scores. Third down and a yard.
Pretty close, Eastern Kentucky. Yeah. I mean, Kentucky's a decent team as of late with Stoops coaching them.
Here's a give again, left side Leatherwood. Leatherwood hit, stacked up, but he's going to have first down yardage as he gets it out to about the 25-yard line as we'll give him forward progress. They blew the whistle, but the clock still hadn't stopped running. Well, no, it's still running.
Yeah,
they finally stopped.
They stopped it to reset the chains, I guess.
Yep. Minute 9 left. Now they rewind it as the chains are set. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line, Braves. Turn, handoff again. Leatherwood stacked up. Jack's, a lot of fresh bodies out there. And they all are aggressively to the football. They hold Mr. Leatherwood to a gain of about 3. That last Lumberjack drive, by the way, 12 plays, 80 yards, capped by that Brian Maurer to Gerald Wembley 4-yard touchdown pass.
Got an offensive lineman down. I think it might be the center, Cam Richardson.
40 seconds left in this one. And again, they're trying to stretch out his right leg. Well, it was still a warm night, cooler than it has been.
There's an injured player under 1 minute by rule. That is a 10-second runoff. Please put the game clock to 30 seconds and start it on my signal.
And this official, obviously, with a plane to catch. But I'm with him. Let's get out of here, fellas. So they take 10 seconds off the clock, as you heard by rule. Injured player inside the final minute, 10-second runoff. Because they're out of timeouts. That's their other option. They could call a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. So 30 seconds left in this one. Let's see if will they continue to try to push it? Let's see if they do. Hand it inside again. Jack stack it up. Gain of about 3. Not a ton there. Leatherwood and a number of new defenders out there.
That's going to be it.
Yep. Diallo McGee, Xavier Potts there on the stop. That should be it. 10 seconds remain. They will not snap it again as they start to come off the sidelines, and they will meet at midfield. 38-10, the final. Lumberjacks move to 1-1 on the year. Braves of Alcorn move to 0-1. You see Brian Maurer right there. Big night from him. Over 200 passing, 64-yard run, set up a score for the Lumberjacks. So over 200 yards passing for Maurer and over 200 yards rushing for the Lumberjacks tonight in a 38-10 win over the Braves of Alcorn State. That'll wrap it up from Nacogdoches. We hope you enjoyed it. Back to wrap it up after this on United Athletic Conference Football.